Unang jump-ball pa lang nahuli ang gusto. PBA basketball, ginalingan ng gusto. Shoot sabay sigaw, dribble tapos hataw. Hiyaw parang lindol, Master Peter ni Idol. Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan. Solid ang punch, malakas ang hiyawan. Ang action ay walang hinto. Sa solid na laro. Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan. Solid ang punch, malakas ang hiyawan. Ang action ay walang hinto. Sa solid na laro. Ano ba ang depensa, mabilis ang opensa. Tinawag ang play by
Mula sa Smart Araneta Coliseum sa Cubao, Quezon City, bakbakang PBA na naman po ang aming handog sa inyo on a PBA Friday Group B action. Ang ating dalawang laban sa doubleheader natin. Maaga pa lang sa ating elims, meron ng mga wala pang panalo, katulad ditong Magnolia Chicken Timplados Hotshots 0-2 sa kanilang dalawang outing. Meron naman yung mga muntik ng matalo, katulad ng Meralco sa huling laban nila na hinabol ng Blackwater tapos sa dulo nanalo pa rin ang 2 puntos. 2-1 ang kanilang record. Finding their footing yung mga koponan early in the conference. So let's see what happens in this matchup between teams that battled in the playoffs in the Commissioner's Cup. Now they're going at it again. I'm Charlie Cuna. This is the Dean Kinito Henson. Dean, ito labanan na to, very familiar na tayo. They know each other so well. Coach Nena at Luigi together with Coach L.A. Tenorio. So siguro nagkakaamuyan na sila. Should be a good one today.
Makulay ang kasaysayan ng Magnolia at Meralco at tandaan po natin in the past Commissioner's Cup. Lumaba po sila sa quarterfinals. Ang Meralco, meron silang twice speed advantage, yet they needed 2 wins to be able to fend off Magnolia in their second win. That was in overtime. Ito naman po, makikita po natin ang ating team standings and nasa Group B po tayo where Meralco is 2-1. Sabi nga ni Charlie kanina, no, kakagaling nila sa isang very close fight against Blackwater. Nalo po sila by 2 points. Yung Magnolia po, nasabi din ni Charlie, is 0-2. So naghahanap ng unang panalo pa ang Magnolia.
Actually, both these teams played Blackwater in their last games. And Magnolia's result was not the way they wanted it. They went down 81-89 against Blackwater. Maganda na ang pinakita ng kanilang import in that game. But then it was still not enough.
Nagkulang yung opensa ng Magnolia. They only scored 81 points. At nagkulang din ang kanilang depensa because nakakulang 89 points ang Blackwater. Kung titinang po natin ang field goal percentage ng dalawang teams, yung Magnolia only 38% from the floor. Sa free throws naman, mas marami ang tinira ng Magnolia pero mas marami ang pinasok ng Blackwater. Yan sa rebounding naman, +9 ng Blackwater in that department. At sa bench points, +6 sila. No? But to the advantage or consolation ng Magnolia, mas marami ang kanilang assist, 19-10. But that was not enough to beat the bossing.
Kaya naman nakita nyo, napaka-serious na mukha ni L.A. Tenorio dun sa graphics natin.
Sobra!
Ito naman si Kenyon Joseph, KJ Buffin. He's a young player, graduated from University of Alabama, Birmingham just a couple of years ago and comes into this league. Sabi nga niya, you know, 2 games in, I wanted to be the guy to lift up the rest of the team. I've been quiet kasi ayaw niya to, you know, parang to come in na malakas ang dating. Pero sabi niya, I think it's time today.
Well, sa Phoenix, only 15 points. Pero sa Blackwater, 32 points. Sabi mo nga, Charlie, maybe this is the game where Buffin can outdo himself. Pero yung 32 points, marami-rami na din yun. Kulang lang sa local support ang nangyari. But take a look at some of his other stats in that game against Blackwater. Naka 6 out of 9 siya from 3 points. Rebounding, well, lower than what he did against Phoenix. But nakakuha siya ng 2 steals. Now, this guy won a championship in the New Zealand League. So, meron siyang championship pedigree.
That's right. So he looks like a player. We'll see how well he can do in his third outing. Ian Sangalang is one of the veterans sa squad ni Coach L.A. Tenorio. If you look at his numbers sa huling laban nila, well, you know that he can do much. Yeah.
Well, for Ian Sangala, nakita natin yung points in the replays that we just saw. Puro mga sa loob ang mga tinira niya, and also a well-deserved honor given to Ian Sangalang. Ang 10-point siya against Blackwater. He's one of only 4 players from Magnolia averaging double figures this conference. Kanya kulang-kulang sila sa local support because yung Meralco, 7 players are averaging in double figures. But the big deal about Ian Sangalang is this conference, he's shooting 84.6% from the field. That's a very high clip for someone like Ian Sangalang because a lot of his points are coming from the inside. Also, he's a perfect roller sa pick and roll.
Saka, diba, 5 out of 5 from the floor last ball game. 5 turnovers though, needs to take care of that later. Here's Jerom Lastimosa. He's a young player on this squad. L.A. Tenorio obviously is trying to make him into the lead guard para sa kanyang koponan. And Jerom, he can put some numbers up, 11 points in that last game din. Pero may mga clutch baskets siya. He's the type of player that can bring them to victories pag on ang kanyang laro.
He's one of 3 players sa Magnolia who's averaging at least 30 minutes a game. So, heavy minutes ang binibigay ni Coach L.A. Tenorio sa kanyang point guard. But in that game against Blackwater, only 11 points. This guy needs to be able to step up not only in terms of points, but also in getting his teammates involved in the offense. This guy is a good playmaker. He's a good facilitator. Kailangan na kailangan ng Magnolia someone to play like L.A. Tenorio.
That's right. We'll see how he fares. Let's talk about a little more about Magnolia. May report para sa atin si Apple David.
Kumpiyansa si Coach L.A. Tenorio na capable yung team niya umiscore at dumepensa. It's just a matter of putting it together and executing. Sa obserbasyon niya, nag-a-adjust pa yung local sa kanilang import, tansyahan kung ibibigay ba yung bola o ititira na. They've been passing on a lot of open shots the past games, and so Coach L.A. urged them to come out with aggression on offense and have the confidence to shoot. Nawawala rin daw kasi yung timing at yung rhythm nila with a hesitation and confusion on whether to shoot nga or to pass. Charlie and Dean.
Well, yun na nga. I can't be confused about those. Given the opportunity, kailangan. Gotta put that ball in the basket. Let's see if Zave Lucero and Baroka can help out as well para sa Magnolia. Let's go over to the Meralco side of things. You see Jordan Bernardo, yung kanilang original import choice, helping pass the ball out. But yun na nga, Blackwater din ang kanilang nakalaban. It went down to the wire. Laki na ng lamang nila. Nagpahabol sila. Pero in the end, they were able to eke it out.
Sa rebounding, ang laki ng advantage nila. Sa assist, ganun din, 32-14. Biggest lead was 18 points. But yung kanilang field goal percentage, mataas, no? That's 56% shooting against 47% for Blackwater. But in that game, yung bench ng Meralco really showed up big time. They were plus 20 in that department with 41 bench points. Yan ang kailangan ng Meralco because they generate a lot of offense and productive minutes from their bench. Kanya naman, 7 players are averaging in double-figure points for Meralco this conference.
And one of the guys, who scores well for them and was adjudged the best player of that game kontra sa Blackwater. He hit 3 4-pointers. That's Chris Banchero. And they needed every single point doon sa mga 4-pointers na para makuha yung victory na yan. He also gave the winning assist, Dean.
That's right. He did give that winning assist to Chris Newsom kung saan nanalo yung Meralco over Blackwater. But if you look at his stats this conference, mapapa-impress ka talaga. Especially with his 4-point shooting, he's hitting 85.7% from 4. At itong ginawa niya against Blackwater, 16 points, 5 out of 7 from the field with 3 rebounds and 4 assists. This guy is averaging 11.7 points a game. But yung sinabi ko kanina about his 4-point shooting, that is a remarkable clip because he's shooting a lot more from 4 than any other distance in this particular conference. He shot only 2 or made 2 attempts from 3 but has already attempted 7 times from 4.
Ito namang import nila who as of now has a temporary status dahil nanantay nga nila si Bernardo. Pero si Antonio Hefter, tagal na rin naglalaro sa PBA. Matindi yung kanyang first half din. Napag-usapan natin and we were thoroughly impressed with his first half. But then, second half, not so much.
Well, si Hester, needs to be able to play 48 minutes of consistent basketball. Nabanggit mo in that last game, he had 24 points in the first half. And he finished with 25, meaning to say, nakascore lang ng 1 point in the entire second half. Hester is the shortest import sa liga natin ngayon. He stands 6'3 and 7'8". However, Hester is a power inside. That's where he generates his offense. And in fact, in terms of outside shooting, sa 3-point distance, he's going only 1 out of 6 from the 3-point distance. But he's shooting 60% from 2-point range. So this guy doesn't take his shots anywhere closer than under the basket. This guy is an inside operator. Yung lang baliit siya.
Kailangan natin pag-usapan ng heart and soul ng Meralco Bolts. Si Chris Newsome, they only go as far as Chris can take them in that game. He fought so hard after coming to lackluster performances. And then he comes into that last game and he really willed them to victory. That's the winning shot of that Banchero pass.
And also the situation or the position of Newsome to be able to get that pass. Yun ang pinaka-importante. Hindi lang yung pass ni Banchero, pero yung exact position ni Newsome to make that shot. Ito naman ang ginagawa ni Newsome this conference. The first 2 games, not too much impact, but in the last game against Blackwater, nag-16 points siya. The field goal percentage was 63%, and the 3-point distance, 2 out of 3. Now, he's still averaging less than how he averaged in the previous conference. Previous conference, he averaged 14.4 points a game, shooting 46.6% from 3-point distance. But this conference, his averages are down, only 10.7 points a game and shooting 36.4 from 3.
Well, talking about averages going down, this was their leading scorer from among the locals in the Commissioner's Cup, si CJ Cancino. His average dwindled in the playoffs, and then right now, it's medyo nandiyan pa rin, nasa double digits. Pero alam natin, mas marami pa siyang mabibigay. This is their go-to guy when they need a basket. He can create.
He can create, he can slash, he can hit the outside shot. Itong ginagawa niya, noon ginawa niya against Blackwater, 15 points, 2 out of 3 from 3 with 4 assists. And he is the leading local scorer ng Meralco. So, a lot of responsibility on his shoulders.
That's right. Lots of responsibility on a lot of the shoulders of these two teams, but a lot of responsibility for Apple David to give us a report right now.
Charlie and Dean, Meralco is very much aware that this game is crucial for Magnolia. Their backs against the wall. Pero tulad ng sabi ni Coach Nenad Vucinic, it's one thing to know. The question is, can they respond? Can they match the intensity and handle the pressure defense of the Hotshots? Well, Coach Luigi Trillo also made sure to point out how they gave the least turnover points last conference but had 20 turnovers against Blackwater last game. That cannot happen today. They need to take care of the ball. They need to know the right place to call and know how to manage the game at hindi yung makikipagsabayan sila sa Magnolia. Back to the panel.
Maraming salamat, Apple. We're just about half a minute away from the starting lineups dito sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. This is the first of 2 games. Mamaya, may laban ng Blackwater once again against Ginebra, playing their second game of the conference. Remember, 0-1 ang Ginebra so far. Wala pang panalo yan. So they're gonna look to get victory number 1 later on. So we hope you stay tuned here on RPTV and on One Sports YouTube channel. We greet everybody watching us over there.
Itong laban na ito, I expect it to be very tactical. Nasabi nga natin kanina that these two teams know each other very, very well.
That's right. We'll go over to Mark Luzon. He's the venue announcer here at the Smart Araneta. Starting lineup sa kanyang tatawagin. Pakinggan natin.
Hotshots versus the Meralco Bolts. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the Magnolia Chicken Timplados Hotshots. Edgar, 2-time finals MVP and a member of the Sandvik Coffee Grand Slam team, playing his 647th consecutive game. The Coffee Prince, number 14, Mark Barroca. Also at guard, bringing his versatility and strength, wearing jersey number 1, KJ Buffett. At center, providing a strong inside presence with his size, strength, and physical play, wearing jersey number 23, Clifford Hopia. At forward, a second-generation PBA player and member of the 2018 All-Defensive Team, wearing jersey number 19, Rom De La Rosa. And at forward, a member of the 2026 PBA All-Star North Champion Team, wearing jersey number 22, Xavier Lucero. Head coach for Magnolia is L.A. Tenorio. And now, here are the starters for the Meralco Bolts. At guard from Pangasinan, number 5, Jason Brickman. From Valenzuela, also at guard, number 71, CJ Cancino. At center, number 9, Antonio Hester. At forward from Pidiguelos Norte, number 11, Chris Newsom. And from Cavite, also at forward, number 7, Cliff Hodge. Head coach for Meralco is Luigi Trillo. Game officials are Romel Gruta, Marty Montoya, Kenny Halig, and Charlie Amparado. This game
Romel Gruta is our crew chief. He's on the left. Together with him are Marty Montoya, Kenny Halig, and my tokayo, Charlie Amparado. These are the starters for Coach L.A. Tenorio and for coaches Nenad Bucinich and Luigi Trillo. Meralco and Magnolia again. Ilang beses nakita yan sa last conference. Ngayon, eto na naman sila. Gonna jump it up are the imports Antonio Hefter, KJ Buffin. Magnolia are the guys in blue and yellow trim. Kabilang panig naman nakaputi ang Meralco with some orange and blue.
Walang pagbabago sa starting lineup ng Meralco from the previous game. Pero ang Magnolia may konting tweak dito. Si Lastimosa is not starting. It's the first non-start for Lastimosa sa conference na to. He's gonna come off the bench. And in his place, Ron De La Rosa has reclaimed his starting position. Si Baroka will play the point guard position. At saka si Hopia, this will be second straight start for Magnolia being given a chance because si James Laput hindi pa nakakalaro. It'll still take a few weeks for him to get over his tendinitis.
Let's talk about the Dean's List para sa Magnolia. Anong keys to winning nila, Dean?
Well, una deeper rotation because they have 3 players who are averaging at least 30 minutes a game. That's too many heavy minutes for 3 players. No, si Lucero, si Buffen, at saka si Lastimosa. Secondly, they need to space the floor, get their bigs to be able to operate with the lane unconstricted. And then they need to control the boards. That means big responsibility on the bigs.
2-all is our score. Chris Newsom hitting that mid-range jumper. So speaking about Hopia, he started nga last ball game, naka 6 points siya. Ngayon, first 2 points agad yan. So yung kumpiyansa pinakikita ni Coach L.A. Tenorio, it looks like it's paying off, at least so far.
You know, the guy is a big 6'8" player with tremendous length. Kanya nabibigyan siya ng pagkakataon ni Coach L.A. Tenorio. And you know, this team is relying also on a lot of young players to be able to get them over the hump. Remember, ang Magnolia, kasasabi lang natin kanina, still is searching for its first victory. Now, ito naman ang ating Dean's List. For Meralco, unang-una, they need to maximize Hester because, you know, as we mentioned earlier, 1 point for Hester in the second half in the previous game. That's not gonna cut it. They need to make the extra pass. They are averaging 26.3 assists a game. And with Brickman doing a lot of the dishing, they should be able to get up to that standard. And of course, they need to bottle up the main man in terms of playmaking for Magnolia. And that happens to be Jerom Lastimosa. Not starting here, but I think he'll make an impact coming off the bench.
And Rome De La Rosa working hard underneath, keeping that ball alive, getting the second basket para sa Magnolia. 4-2 is our early score, almost 2 minutes into this ball game.
And Charlie, again, it punctuates yung punto sinasabi natin about controlling the boards. And Ron De La Rosa, one of the best rebounding wingmen in the PBA.
Brickman shoves it over to Hefter. That's an outside shot from Antonio, his second miss of the game. And Hopia coming down with that rebound.
Uncharacteristic three-point shot taken by Hester. He's not known to be a good outside shooter, but hindi siya pinagbibigyan ng Magnolia to get his space close to the basket.
Buffin able to get free on that baseline. Nice feed from his teammate. Gets his first bucket of the game. KJ Buffin, 26 years old lamang yan, batang-bata. At ready makipagbakbakan. And then, as I mentioned earlier, he already said it's game 3. I gotta show my stuff.
At hindi lang yun, no? Si Buffen happens to be the tallest import in the conference compared to Hester, who's the shortest. Ang height, listed height po, or official height ni Buffen is 6'5" and 13/16.
Now he's handling the ball, goes over to De La Rosa. Balik sa kanya. Buffin was thinking 3, sabay umatake, tapped away. Did it hit his leg? No, it will stay with the Hotshots.
Mapapansin natin, very aggressive ang posture ni Hopia. He was trying to seal his man to get the inside pass. Hindi lang pumasok yung pasa sa kanya. He's got to be able to clear space so that he can get an easy pass.
Passes inside to Barroca, masyado masikip. Swing all the way to Lucero from three-point country.
And you know, that is a missing ingredient in the offense ng Magnolia. Sinabi natin yan in the previous game of Magnolia. They've got to take those outside shots and hit them consistently to open up the space for their big guys to operate.
Hester brings it into the paint. He'll spin around. On the way up, he lofted.
Malaki masyado si Hopia.
Yep,
At a 6'8 guy against a 6'3 and 7'8 guy.
Barroca now handling. Lots of time sa kanilang shot clock. Buffin goes back to Mark. Balik kay Buffin. Buffin against the smaller defender. Goes up, puts it up short, gets it right back. Loose ball foul is called. And I think it's going to be Antonio Hester.
And that's another offensive rebound, another possession, an extra possession for Magnolia. So they're working hard in claiming those rebounds.
Check that. It's Chris Newsom called for his first personal on that rebound play. Lucero is a threat from anywhere. He can take it into the paint, hit the threes. Buffin will attack right now. Some contact upstairs. Are they going to call another one on Chris Newsom?
Another chance here for Magnolia. As sasabi lang natin, yung napapansin natin about the rebounding dominance of Magnolia so far, the stats show 5 rebounds for Magnolia and only 1 for Meralco.
And as Bong Quinto prepares to come into the ballgame, Meralco calls a timeout. They've only scored 2 points so far.
I can bring out all the worst fucking urgencies and intensities, but we're not competing right now offensively. Defensively, but offensively we just need to go to.
After scoring only 15 points against Phoenix, KJ Buffin had 32 points against Blackwater. According to him, aside from staying out of foul trouble, it is figuring out how he can be effective with and without the ball. Pero isang bagay pa na talagang hanggang ngayon pinag-a-adjustan niya is being the only import sa loob ng team. Nasanay daw kasi siya, dalawa yung import. So right now, lahat ng attention nasa kanya, lahat ng depensa nakafocus din sa kanya. But again, he is trying to work it out and be more effective. Back to the panel.
Saktong-sakto nga. Yung attention nasa kanya. Na-foul tuloy siya. That's why Buffin is standing at the 4.5-meter line right now for free throws. That was a foul from Newsom. So dalawa ng personal foul si Chris Newsom. So immediately, Coach Nenad says, Bong, palitan mo na si Chris Newsom muna. Kailangan natin siya mamaya. So Quinto's now in the game.
And meanwhile, hindi pumasok yung unang tira ni Buffin. That is a sore point sa kanyang arsenal. Yung kanyang free throw percentage is only 55.6% from the line.
And we just showed you his field goal percentage, which is 56. So mas mataas ang field goal. Yes, a free throw right now.
Kailangan niyang ma-improve yung kanyang free throw shooting. Buffin should be a buffer for Magnolia. Yan ang papel niya.
Here's Bong Quinto. Big man Hopia trying to check in, but he takes the jumper anyway. He shoots right in the face of the big man.
And for Hopia, he's got to be a better defender than that. Sa hapa niya, all he has to do is extend his arm to bother that shot ni Quinto. Tinirahan pa siya ng medium range jump shot.
Give him too much space.
That's
Takot din siya magdadrive kasi. Lucero threw it up but no go. Hopia kept it alive and then Lucero tried to take care of it. Look at Hopia being active underneath, but finally Hefter says, tama na kayong dalawa. Ito na kami. Meralco atake. Hodge. Kick out to Cancino. Bukas sa tres. Pasok! Much needed basket. They were looking for baskets.
That guy's a 37.5% three-point shooter. So if you give him that shot and he's wide open, chances are, papasok niya.
Pass inside to Buffin. Should have gone glass from that angle. Di pumasok ang kanyang tira.
And you notice, tumatakbo ngayon ang Meralco. Magnolia is not a good fast-breaking team. Oh, there's a steal.
But Cancino's got to learn. That's Mark Baroka.
Yeah.
He's going to pester you and steal that ball away if you give him the chance.
Ron De La Rosa trying to post up Brickman. Ball's not going to him. Here's an outside shot.
Very tentative movements from KJ Buffin on that play. Didn't know what he's going to do. As we see, Hester will attack. Go underneath. Tried that reverse. Gets knocked down. So pupunta naman siya sa linya para sa dalawang free throws. Antonio Hester, the name is familiar, of course, because he's been around. Several conferences na naglaro yan dito sa PBA. At ngayon, nasa linya nga siya para sa dalawang free throws from the University of Mobile. So mga Alabama boys. Itong dalawang imports natin are Alabama boys. Apple, ano kwento mo?
Etong si Antonio Hester, nagkwento sa akin, ang sabi niya, there were a couple of teams who passed up on him this conference. And so when he got a call from Meralco, aside from being grateful, he felt really excited to come over. And kahit pa nga daw, bagong dating siya, he played steadily because he felt confident being able to play here a couple of times before. At isa nga sa former team niya, itong Magnolia, he said may extra excitement because of the likes of Baroka, Lee, Sangalang, and De La Rosa, he kept in touch with. He talks to them a lot, checks up on him. And for sure, there's going to be a lot of love in this game. But the heart to win, mas mangingibabaw. Balik sa inyo.
Siyempre, in fact, I did see him chatting with some of his former teammates prior to the start of the ball game. Kasi nga, lumaban na rin siya with them before. There's Mark Baroka into the painted area. You know, after games played streak of Mark Baroka continues, di ba? Talagang shows up every game din.
Siya yung bagong Ironman ng PBA. Here's Brickman on the attack and he'll go to the line. Kanina napapag-usapan natin si Hester. Yes, this is his 4th conference in the PBA. His first conference was with Terra Firma. Then his second in 2023 was with Magnolia, the team that he's playing against. Tapos bumalik siya for Terra Firma. He's 36 years old. He's a short import, which is probably the reason kung bakit hindi siya naging first option in terms of many PBA teams. So he's coming in here as a sub for Meralco, and let's see what he can do. You know, he's an inside operator coming in from Indonesia where he averaged 25.1 points. As I said, not a good outside shooter, but he'll get you the points from the inside. Plus, he's an excellent free throw shooter. This guy is hitting 92.9% from the free throw line. And talking about free throw shooting, Jerom si Brickman, also a very good free throw shooter, and that seems to be a big thing now with players in the PBA. They need to improve their free throw shooting.
Here's Buffin. Buffin goes to Lastimosa. Sangalang wants it, hindi maibigay. That drive na lang si Jerom. At may foul na tatawagin kontra kay CJ Cancino.
Now coming up the bench, si Jerom Lastimosa. Kaagad, nagparamdam with that attack to the basket. By the way, si Brickman, those are his first 2 points from the free throw line in this conference.
Paulie checks into the ball game. Upo muna si Mark Baroka, one veteran for another.
And this is something that we were talking about sa ating deeds list. Yung deeper rotation na kailangan ng Magnolia. They cannot just rely on 3 players playing heavy minutes. 3 guys averaging at least 30 minutes a game. That's not gonna cut it in this conference. Especially, kauumpisa lang ng ating conference. No? You need to be able to give extended minutes to different players.
Cancino puts up a 3. It was to the left. Now the blue shirts get it. Lastimosa handling right now. Lots of them running. Buffin will attack. Take that reverse. And KJ Buffin completes the fast break. Gusto bumawi sa kabila din. Ang bilis.
Ito, nako. That's a block.
Nawala lang kay Cliff Hodge. Yeah, he lost control of that ball and Magnolia secures that turnover.
Good defenser man Magnolia. And you see yung presence kaagad ni Lastimosa. Giving the ball. Kanina nakita natin yung facilitation niya para makakuha ng easy layup si Buffin. And then the inside pass.
Easy layup ba ang gusto mo? Ian Sangalang ang expert dyan.
And there's a reason kung bakit sinabi natin kanina, this guy is shooting over 80% from the field because most of his shots are coming from that close to the basket.
Right. He's notoriously a high percentage shooter. Magnolia already with 5 assists here in the first quarter compared to just 1 for Meralco. So, you know, we always say that the team that moves the ball around looking for the open man has an advantage. Look at that nice layup on the break mula kay KJ.
At ito naman, ang magandang pick and roll. And Magnolia likes to execute yung pick and roll with Ian Sangalan rolling to the basket because he has the movement and the mobility to be able to go quickly and attack the basket off the pick.
May substitution ng Magnolia. One Bedista for another. Lumabas si Rome De La Rosa. Pumasok naman si Yukien Andrada. Brickman from 3. Wide right, and the blue shirts are going to allow that ball to bounce out of bounds. And so, babalik sa kanila yan with a chance to increase this 7-point lead with 4:12 remaining in the first. Lastimosa. Down to Buffin. Buffin will attack. Strong move. Got all the way up there but could not finish. Brandon Bates comes down with it. Here comes Bong Quinto. He clears. He says, Banchero, doon ka muna sa kabila. He try to take on Andrada. Steps back. He really wants the ISO. He'll take the jumper. That's his second basket of the game.
And that's against Ian Sangalan. Kanina, he took a shot against Hopia.
That's right. Wala siyang hindi niya iniinda na malalaki yung mga defenders niya. Lastimosa now off the screen of Sangalan. The swing to KJ. He's open from 3. He'll try it. And he puts that one in.
Nakita natin kung nangyari doon. It was a screen for Lastimosa. The ball went inside, then went outside. Hinanap nila kung asan si Buffin.
Yeah, nice pick and pop over there.
A sweet shot coming from the import ng Magnolia.
JV Mocon na pumasok na rin sa ating laban. Another Sanbedan underneath against his co-Red Lion. And he gets the foul against the younger generation Sanbeda player. Mocon will head to the line for 2 free throws, but di muna. May timeout na tinawag si Coach L.A. Tenorio. That's a nice play. As we see Buffin hit that 3-pointer. It's now an 8-point lead for Magnolia. Babalikan yung PBA dito sa RPTV. Magnolia leading by 8 points over Meralco. And we remind you to watch our Alas Pilipinas men's volleyball team back in action versus Indonesia at the 6th CV Cup tonight. July 24, 8 p.m. live and for free on the One Sports YouTube channel.
Charlie, nabigit mo kanina about young versus the old. Si Mocon, 31 years old. He was a first-round draft pick back in 2018. At si Andrada naman is 25 years old. So there's a 6-year difference between them. Also a first-round draft choice, but that was in 2025. Kinumpleto niya muna ang kanyang eligibility sa Sanbeda bago siya pumasok sa PBA. And that's something that I think the UAAP should consider. Although I think with the new schedule now of the PBA draft, baka hindi na kailangan yon because the draft will be in January. And so both the NCAA and the UAAP will be ending their seasons before that draft comes into play.
And the nice thing about the two players you just mentioned, parehong champion players yan.
Tama yan, parehong taga-Sanbeda. And here we go with Lastimosa again controlling the pace and action.
Goes over to Kuhn, who just checked in. Si Chris Kuhn. Hand off to Paul Lee, always a threat. He was actually open already before he passed it. Down to Sangalan, babalik kay Paul. Bibitiw ng 4. Patayan! Bala kay Paul Lee! As I was just saying, he's a threat from anywhere.
And yan ang hinahanap ng Magnolia. The outside sniping, that's so important for them. And for Lee, that's his first connection from 4-point distance in this conference. You know, Lee's averaging only 8 minutes and 28 seconds a game, so he needs a lot more playing time to get his offensive group going.
Significant drop sa kanyang mga minuto talaga so far. Pass goes across to Quinto. He'll take the short J. Wala yan. Rebound taken by Sangalan. Normally, pinapasok ni Quinto yan, but not that time.
That's a wide open shot para kay Quinto. But Magnolia is controlling the tempo, dictating the pace.
Andrada wants that ball. Ang lead kasi ng kanyang defender, si Banchero. Instead,
yes.
Lee finds Ian Sangalang. Bomba is lonesome underneath the basket, and Sangalang is 2 for 2.
And Sangalang and Lee both coming off the bench. Sinasabi natin, you need to deepen your rotation. Get more players involved out of the bench. Yan ang nangyayari ngayon sa Magnolia. Here's an outside shot. Oh! That's a three-point shot.
Diba? Sabi mo, hindi kasing accurate mula sa tres, but he can still get that shot. He likes the 4 a little bit better.
He's 2 out of 3 from three-point distance in this conference at 67%. But boy, that 84% shooting from 4-point distance, that is remarkable for Banchero.
Lastimosa now against Mocon, takes the shot. Jerom puts that one in. A long 2 for the second-year man.
Oh, that's another bench player who's producing big-time minutes and points for Magnolia.
Under a minute remaining dito sa ating quarter 1. Brickman to Banchero for 4. Not that time. Here comes Paul Lee.
And sometimes you fall in love with that shot, especially if you're hitting at a high clip.
Iniiwan kay Sangalang. Ayun na naman si Sangalang. 3 for 3 din so far. That's 8 straight field goals that he has made. 5 of 5 siya last game. 3 of 3 so far ngayon.
And all the points are coming from close distance. Malapit siya sa ring, kanya hindi siya nagbimintis o hindi siya magmimintis. Kasi that shot is open para sa kanya.
At 30 puntos na, ang 31 ang nabibitawan ng Magnolia rito sa first quarter. And if you're Meralco, the coaches are gonna say, that's too much, guys. You only have 18. You're giving up 31.
And just looking at the 5 on the floor for Magnolia, lahat yata sila bench players. Chris Kuhn, you have Lastimosa, Paul Lee, Andrada, Sangalang.
Yung malalim na rotation
All of them coming off the bench and giving Magnolia this 13-point lead.
Gotta take it at the buzzer. Chris Banchero cleanly hits that shot. That's gonna count. They're gonna review it kasi kailangan. Pero klarong-klaro naman yun. So Magnolia getting the better of Meralco in that first period. Moving that ball. 9 assists already in the first period. And it's been effective for them because they move it around. They find the open guy. And they're shooting really well from the field.
Hindi lang yun sa rebounding. They are dominating the boards. 13-6 ang advantage ng Magnolia in the rebounding department. Yung mga pasahan nila and all pinpoint passing, very accurate, high percentage shots. Kanya naman 11 points ang lamang ng Magnolia after the first 12 minutes.
In
At
the
pagkaibigan
NCAA,
yung dalawa, they have Latran roots. Both Boss Al Francis,
that's right.
who happens to be the PBA vice chairman, and he's on the bench of Magnolia. He wants to give the Hotshots a lift. Wala pa silang panalo dito.
Pati yung isang team niya, yung Ginebra mamaya, wala rin panalo. 0-1. Bongquinto gets into the paint, and they needed that coming off that quarter break.
Well, no doubt. All Magnolia has to do is toughen up its defense, make sure that inside position of Magnolia is not given to them for easy shots. And also they need to control the rebounds. Magnolia is just getting away with murder.
That's a block. Brandon
Pero
Bates.
sinasabi natin, yung
There's time, but
protection of the rim.
Oh, what a pass from Banchero. He drew the defense first, dumped it off at the last second din para sa layup na yun. So 2 layups in a row for the Meralco Bolts to begin the second period, cutting the lead down to 7.
Well, Magnolia is not a good fast break team, and they're last place in the fast break points department. They're averaging only 8 fast break points a game compared to 15.7 for Meralco. So just looking at those stats, alam mo na yung Meralco, bibilisan nila ang laro, takatakbuhan nila ang Magnolia because the Hotshots like to play a controlled game when they take advantage of their situation close to the basket. Uy,
Take it away, Cliff Hodge playing some
Yeah.
defense.
dalawang sunod na stop ng Meralco from inside the shaded area.
Well, I'm sure they were told something to make an adjustment
Oo.
in between quarters, and they're showing it now, higher intensity on the D.
Kasi yung paint points ng Magnolia sobra nung first quarter natin.
Quinto wants to go to work against the bigger defender, but then he lofted. He tips that one away. It's going to go Magnolia's direction as
Yeah.
Quinto gets up.
Eh Charlie, yan ang isang leksyon na I'm sure a lot of PBA's fans are looking at. You cannot hold on to the ball too long because if you do, the defense is going to be all over you hanggat wala ka na mapapasahan, mawawala sa iyo yung bola. Yun ang nangyari kay Quinto.
That's right.
So the lesson is, don't hold the ball for longer than maybe 2 seconds.
No, it's a 3. You're gonna, that's exactly what Lastimosa did. He didn't hold on to it too long. He just took the shot from outside. That's another 3 for Magnolia.
At saka yung outside shooting ng Magnolia, now it's coming to play. Now, in the last conference, Magnolia was #1 in three-point shooting, but not in this conference because, I don't know, in the first 2 games, Magnolia was just going inside and inside. Nawawala yung kanilang atake from the outside.
Nice shot, hook shot off the glass mula kay Cliff Hodge. Getting some points in the paint. Buffin wants it at the post. He's against Maliksi. Maliksi trying to defend, but Buffin powers him out of the way, kicks it back out to Zave. Nakakaisang tref na yan, pero ngayon, the drive, turn, jumper, miss. Rebound taken by Alain. And remember when Alain checked in against Blackwater deep in the second quarter, hit 2 baskets right away.
Well, that guy's averaged 10 points a game in this conference. And by the way, yung Meralco has made a major adjustment in defending the interior.
Outside shot won't drop for Aaron.
Brandon Bates doing a good job inside on the defensive end, pati si Cliff Hodge, but not that time.
Yeah,
Not that time.
Buffin attacks all the way in. Gets it off the glass. And simple lang ang galaw ni Buffin, but he was set to make that basket, put his head down and charged in. Here's Black. In
Watch
the
his
paint, flips
floater.
it up.
Yun na naman.
That's his favorite shot. And every time, it just looks strange if you're not used to Aaron Black, but he makes it with regularity.
That's called a teardrop. That's an unbelievable shot.
Saka kaliwete yan, ha? So kanan ang ginagamit niya sa ganyang tira.
You know, that kind of a shot, dapat super accurate ka because ang linis na pasok sa ring.
Buffin's got 10. Lee's got 4. Lucero kept that one alive. A chance for another attempt at the basket for the Hotshots. Limitangan ng bola, pupunta kay Buffin. Buffin kikilos kontra Bates. Sabay switch sa kaliwa. And lays it up with the right hand from the left side.
And that's 2 times that Buffett has attacked the inside, coming from the outside, putting the ball on the floor. He's got good dexterity, good mobility.
Throw it away. Buffin is rushing. He's got some defenders, and Maliksi trying to slap at that ball will get called for a foul in transition.
It doesn't look like it'll be an unspo, although they might review it.
They probably might.
Yeah, was he on the way
Foul number
to score a
22,
basket?
Maliksi.
Eto, i-review nila
Review na naman.
if that was unspo. Sa dating rule ng PBA, that might be a case for a transition take.
Right.
Pero ngayon sa FIBA rules, wala na transition take. Wala na din yung deliberate at saka advantage foul.
For
Pati
now.
yung flagrant foul, wala na din. Nawala lahat.
Yeah.
Now it's all under unspo or disqualifying foul.
And we'll get back to you sometime in October with some different
Bago na
terminologies. Pero
Oh.
for now, wala nga. Puro
Yun,
unspo.
unsportsmanlike.
Unspo nga.
Yun ang tawag ng ating referee. And that's,
Unsportsmanlike foul, number 22, Alain Maliksi.
panuorin natin. Well, he did reach for the ball, but coming from behind. Ito, panuorin natin.
And I'll tell you, Dean, you know, the players, because of this new terminology, unsportsmanlike foul, they get upset. Because I was just trying to reach in. I wasn't being unsportsmanlike. So I don't think the term is really accurate.
Tama.
It's only here in FIBA or the basketball rules. But, you know, you weren't doing anything
Unsportsmanlike.
bad. Right,
Tama. I think that's the reason kung bakit starting in October, FIBA will change the terminology of its fouls. It will be disruptive fouls at ibabalik nila yung flagrant.
And that would have been a disruptive foul kung
Yes,
sakasakali. Diba?
exactly.
You
Yes.
disrupted the play. Parang sinira mo yung flow ng laro.
Tama, hindi
Okay
naman
yun.
unsportsmanlike.
Nanggulo ka lang, pero hindi ka naman nanakit, di ba? Hindi naman unsportsmanlike.
By the way, yung sinabi kong ibabalik nila yung flagrant, I made a mistake. Hindi nila ibabalik. First time gagamit ng flagrant ang FIBA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tayo
Although,
ginagamit na natin yun eh.
since before, along with the NBA.
That's right. And Buffin at the line. Free throws are good, both of them. Panoorin natin ang pangyayari. This Buffin's drive earlier when he went to the left and then took it with the right hand. Play of the half yan. Natin sa atin ang Sports Plus. Ball stays with the blue shirts after the two free throws. Chance to extend this lead even more. It's an even dozen right now. 8 minutes and 9/10 of a second remaining in the first half. And a foul away from the ball. It's going to be offensive. Peter Alfaro nakapapasok lang. Hawak-hawak daw ang kalaban. So he gets called for that. Anyway, we'll turn it over to Apple David right now.
If we can't play pick and roll defense, we got a problem. Yan ang sabi ni Coach Nena. They have to execute their schemes with discipline. Pangalawa, get some stops. Pang-apat, pangatlo pa lang pala. Take care of the ball. If I'm not mistaken, may 4 na turnovers na sila. And tulad ng sabi ko nung pregame match, the intensity of the Hotshots kasi parang at steps lower sila ngayon. Balik sa inyo.
Thanks a lot, Apple. As Maliksi passes it over to Aaron Black. Oh! Hodge turned away. Biglang kumat. So Buffin now in transition. Lefty layup goes for KJ.
Buffin is playing like a man on a mission. 16 points. He continues to be aggressive, attacking the hoop, not settling for outside shots, although he also has some outside shots scored in this game so far.
Magnolia's on a run right now. It's a 14-point spread. They're up 42-28. And Meralco started the quarter with a couple of layups. So pinandikit nila ng konti. Sabay humataw itong Magnolia led by this guy, KJ Buffin, who's thriving in that running offense, attacking the hoop, going to the basket for layups. You know, he has one three-pointer as you mentioned, Dean, pero 'di ba yung mga tira niya mostly yun pasagod sa basket.
Napapabayaan siya ng depensa ng Meralco, and he's attacking the single coverage. And by the way, big deal here for Magnolia is that they have already 10 points off turnovers at ang Meralco ni isa, wala. 10-0 ang turnover points advantage ng Magnolia. Pati sa perimeter points, 15-9 ang advantage ng Magnolia. They already have scored 15 turnover points. Ang average nila turnover points this conference is only 20.
Well, check that one out. Aaron Black missing the three-pointer. Alain Maliksi gets the offensive rebound, steps back into three-point country. Pasok, may foul pa. 4-point play opportunity, Dean.
Well, for Maliksi, you know, he's shown that he's back. Ilang confidence na hindi siya nakalaro. Because of an injury, he was rehabbing, he was recovering, he was resting. Pero ngayon, he's back in stride. Oo, and it's nice to see Maliksi is continuing to be the hot shot that he really is. Malaking bagay.
7 minutes to go in the first half. Alfaro handling. Goes to Hopia, who'll hand it off to Buffin. Buffin looks like he's gonna attack again. Brings it closer, goes up, absorbs some contact. Bagsak ang defender. No go. Here come the white shirts. Cross court to Maliksi. He fakes the three, drives the baseline, looking for a foul, and Buffin will get called for a bit of a shove, says the baseline referee Romel Gruta.
And that's a veteran move coming from Maliksi.
Oo nga.
Because alam niya that respetado yung outside shot. So, ang ginawa ng Maliksi, he faked the outside shot to draw the defense towards him. Nagkaroon ngayon ng pagkakataon for him to go down the baseline to attack the basket, and he got the foul on the drive. And, you know, we did say this guy's a veteran. He's 38 years old. Was a first-round draft choice back in 2011.
Grabe, no? Parang kailan lang, rookie silang dalawa ni Dylan Ababu.
Oo.
Magkasama yan.
He's actually playing his 14th PBA season.
And he has a quick 6 points already. Cuts the lead down to just 8. Buffin takes another 3. That's good! His second of the game!
Di ba ang report ni Apple kanina that Buffin was going to outdo himself?
Yeah.
Well, he's doing exactly that.
He's trying his best. That's a side jumper from Cliff Hodge, whose jumpers have been very effective.
At yun ang sinasabi natin na extra pass na kailangan ng Meralco. They keep that ball moving, then they'll be able to get the open shots. And it keeps the Magnolia defense guessing.
Back to Buffin, and why not? Kicks it over to Alfaro. Can't take the 3. Balik kay KJ. Another goes! Yan ang pangsagot kay Maliksi. Di ba? Naka 6 straight points. Eh, sabi na, I'll take the 6 right back.
Well, he's got 22 points. We're just in the first half, and there's still a lot of time left in the second quarter.
Oh, this guy's shooting well. That
It's 2 in a
side
row.
jumper from Clifford Hodge is finding the mark.
And napapabayaan siya ng depensa ng Magnolia because that defense of Magnolia is concentrated on Maliksi, Hester, on those guys who are supposed to be potential scorers.
Yeah, there's
and Hodge is getting free.
There's a tendency to think that the Hodge is purely a defensive player, but he can
Yeah.
score as well. 4 from Alfaro. Yes! That's another 4 from Magnolia.
Boy, this Magnolia's bench is rocking. Ano ba ang kinain nila? Palagay ko, chicken timplado.
Pwede.
Yun ang kinain nila for
Anong
lunch.
flavor? Anong flavor doon sa mga timplado na yun? Here's a turn from Banchero. Tried to bounce it to Hefter, hit the foot of the blue shirts. It's going to be a reset to 14 seconds with 5 minutes and some change remaining sa second quarter natin. Ito yung itcha. Napakataas ng arko. Swak na swak ang tira ni Peter Alfaro. Maka second generation players. Ha? May Alfaro ka, may Rom De La Rosa, may Aaron Blaca. Tatlo together at the same time.
And there is a sweet move coming from Banchero. And you know, we've been talking about how both these teams are dueling it out. Especially si Buffett na nakaka 22 points. Yung counterpart ni Buffett, si Hester, mukha yata nawawala dito.
That's right.
He has only scored 2 points. And yet, Meralco is down by only 12.
You remember, just last game, yung strong first half nga ni Antonio Hefter na nabilib talaga tayo.
Baka naman binabaliktad niya ngayon. Kasi last time...
Second half siya hahataw mamaya.
Baka, oo. Kasi ngayon...
Baka yun yung strategy.
But sabi ko nga, no, despite the fact that Hester scored only 2 points, at ang sama na nilalaro ng Meralco, they're down by only 12.
No, but-
Very manageable.
Yeah, but Magnolia has done a great job as we see the attack from Hefter of pushing him out of the paint. He gets the ball so far. Di ba?
Yeah.
Pag sa loob kasi ng pintura, effective talaga siya. And that's how he was getting it against Blackwater. So obviously, napag-aralan ng Magnolia yan. At hindi sila pumapayag na doon siya tatambay sa loob ng pintura. And Buffin is bothered by that call. The second time he feels he did nothing.
Hester is going to go to the line where he is an exceptional performer. Nabanggit natin kanina, Hester is shooting 92% from the line, and we don't expect him to miss. He's right now in this conference 14 out of 15.
Yun, no? Yung sabi ni Buffett, I was just standing there.
Well, also
Tenorio
because,
agrees.
yeah, also because Hester had that side move, so he didn't go strong towards the defender.
Well, much needed free throws. Pinasok ni Antonio Hefter. Binaba niya yung lamang sa 11 para sa Magnolia with 4:28 remaining in the first half.
I mean, he carried us in that first half. He had 23. I think in the second half, he only had 2. But, you know, Hes is a guy that he does a little bit of... he knows the league. He's smart enough. He's undersized, but I think that he did well in the first half. In the second half, though, it was our locals that came to work. Sometimes you get up like that, you credit again Blackwater, and they came back. They're, you know, not a lot of teams will be down 17 and tie the game with a minute to go. So they're playing good basketball.
Coach Luigi acknowledging also na magandang nilalaro ng Blackwater so far, and there's no denying that. Lumalaban talaga ang mga bossing, and let's see kung lalaban sila mamaya against Ginebra. So far though, Antonio Hefter was just the topic of that discussion. Only 4 points here in the first half. He had 20 more than that in the last first half he played.
Sinabi ni Coach Luigi that Hester scored only 2 points in the second half of that game against Blackwater. Actually, he gave him a little bit of a bonus. 1 point lang ang scored ni Hester in that second half.
1 free throw lamang, ano? Ang napasok niya doon. 1 out of 2. One of his rare misses from the line so far this conference. As you mentioned, 93% from the stripe as Baroka makes his move. Loves to go glass from that angle. One of the guys who just throws it back and uses the glass.
And he's the master of the misdirection. Kita natin yung fake niya. He was going left and he went to the right. Nawala tuloy yung depensa ng Meralco. That's what Baroka can give you with his experience.
Hester in the paint. Kick out kay Banchero. Extra pass to Brickman for 3. Timely shot. They needed that.
Oh, and I think that's the weapon that Meralco might want to go to get back into this game, because inaayaan ng Magnolia na tumira sa labas ng Meralco.
At saka ang ganda ng ball movement to find Brickman wide open. Parang ginawa niya kay Cancino kanina yan. He was that open as well in the first quarter.
And you know, making that extra pass, it will give you good dividends.
Baroka swings it to Rome. His first three-point attempt. It won't go. Here's Banchero. He's got Brickman on the right. Doesn't give it up. Goes to Newsom instead. Now it's Hodge. Balik kay Chris. To the other Chris.
Not a time to work. Ito na yung pick.
He's thinking about it. Now he left it for Brickman, who can't take it.
Someone's
Three
got
to shoot. Brickman
Gotta
need to put this up. All of a sudden,
Ito na.
he tried.
Wala na. They ran out of time.
At saka mahirap baka against Mark Baroka.
Oo. You know, if you eat up so much of the shot clock against a Magnolia defense, naku, mahihirapan ka.
Wanted to go glass as well was Zave Lucero, missing that one. Newsom. Oh, he lost it, tipped away, and then he runs into a defender. Zave will get called for that blocking foul. He wants to argue, but he decides to just head straight to the bench.
Penalty situation against Magnolia. And nabanggit natin si Lucero, who got called for that foul. He only has 3 points in this game on a single three-point shot. And he has not scored in the second quarter. And for Lucero, who's averaging double figures, you know, he's got to put up better numbers, although the bench might be providing excellent minutes for Coach L.A. Tenorio. Kailangan ng mga starters like Lucero to also do their damage. Ito, unti-unti, nakakabalik na ang Meralco.
Right.
The lead is going to go down to 7.
It does. So nahati na. I think the biggest lead was 14. Indeed, at 42 to 28. And a couple of times thereafter. But Zay will head to the line. Head to the bench, rather. So does Alfaro. He goes there.
And look at this full court press ng Meralco.
Nangugulat ang Meralco para lang mapabagal ng konti yung setup ni Jerom Lastimosa. 2.5 to go. Baroka. To Sangalang, sliding. Sabay turn. Kick out kay Andrada. Na kay Lastimosa ulit with 5 to shoot. Lastimosa will get into the paint. Cancino resisting him. Sangalang, 4 of 4 from the field.
Siya yung target ni Lastimosa. Kanina they tried to run the pick and roll. Di nakuha yung execution, and then they went to another play. But still, Lastimosa was looking for Sangalang and he scored.
Hester, the mid-range. That's short. Look at Hodge battling Andrada. Andrada's got to do a better job of boxing out Cliff Hodge. Brickman. Now Hester again, atake against Sangalang. He's underneath where he wants to be, and he drops another foul. So far no field goals for Antonio Hester, but he's going to the line for the third time, where he's very accurate, as we said.
At saka yung aggressiveness ni Hester. He may not be getting his shots from the field, but he's attacking and he's going to the line. And for Coach Nenad, that's all you can ask from an import who appears to be underachieving so far. Basta lumabang ka lang, get to the free throw line, get your points. This lead is 9. Could chop it down to 7.
And you saw Coach L.A. Tenorio, he had just been warned for resentment to a non-call or to a call. And so, you know, you really change. You become a coach and you become the same like all the other coaches. Diba?
True, true.
Kaya reklamo ka na talaga tungkol sa mga tawagan. As players, maybe not as much.
And still perfect from the line is Hester, 4 out of 4. Lead is 7.
A minute and 39 to go. Malapit na matapos ang ating first half, but lots of basketball remaining. A full half here and a full game later on between Ginebra and Blackwater in Group B action. Rome to the hoop. Mintis, nakuha pa ni Andrada. 6 seconds. Alam ba ni Baroka yan? I think he is aware. He needs to take it and he will. And miss. Andrada unable to track it down. Here come the white shirts. Hester nagmamadali. Iniwan kay Newsom. Newsom look away. Sabay tira. At may foul si Rome De La Rosa daw. Sabi ni referee Amparado. At napapakamot na lang ng ulo yung mga Magnolia coaches.
But kung maipasok ni Newsom itong dalawang free throws, that lead will go down to 5. Makita natin, tumatakbo ang Meralco. Ito lumipad, oh. And
You know,
suspending himself.
parang sasakyan sana ni Newsom si De La Rosa. And I guess that's where the foul was. He was in the way, but...
Well, you know, he had to suspend himself mid-air to be able to take off for a shot. If he didn't, I know he might have been even called for an offensive foul. But ito yung tira, and the lead is 5. Can you imagine? Sa dami ng magandang nagagawa dito ng Magnolia, they're up by only 5 at this stage.
Well, Meralco had a run at the start of this second quarter, and then Magnolia took over, but now it's Meralco with the momentum one more time. Can Magnolia get some more points before?
You know, I think Meralco's done a good job taking away your pick and roll.
Oh, look at those moves from Jerom Lastimosa. And Cliff Hodge took a spill because this guy.
Dapat mapanood ulit natin yun. Watch this baseline move. Eto. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Eto, biglang nawala. Bumagsak. That's what you call an ankle breaker.
If that shot had gone in, though, that would have been like play of the week, perhaps, as we see. Lastimosa will be heading to the line.
Lastimosa coming up the bench in this game. And so far, ilan na ba natitira? 7 points here for Lastimosa.
Review na naman din. May review sila. I wonder what they're trying to find out right now.
Kita natin si Hester, he's the one talking in that huddle of Meralco. So he's taking over the leader's role here and not Newsom. Sandali, pinakikinggan ba si Hester? Siguro naman.
Palagay ko naman, malaking tao siya. Kailangan pakinggan mo. Makinig ka.
Kasi
Baka magalit eh.
baka sabihin ng mga Meralco, sandali, kinakausap mo kami, nakaka 6 points ka lang eh. Magbigay ka naman ng konting contribution na mas marami.
I'd really like to know what the review is about. I mean, there was a foul against a Meralco player. Lastimosa hit the drove and missed the layup, but we'll find out soon as referee Amparado crosses to tell Mark Luzon what to announce to the stadium crowd.
After the official review, that's a second personal of Cliff Hodge.
Where?
Substitution for the Meralco Bolts.
Yung pagbagsak niya was deemed a foul? Not really sure where the foul was there.
Well, si Cliff Hodge ang tawagan ng foul.
Oh, nahulog ka na nga eh.
Oo. By the way, you cannot challenge a foul call unless you want to downgrade an unsportsmanlike or a disqualifying foul, or you want to upgrade it. So that's the only way that you can challenge a foul. So kanina, tumawag ng unsportsmanlike foul, that could have been challenged. Pero yung mga foul na ganito, na hindi naman unsportsmanlike, hindi naman disqualifying, you cannot challenge. FIBA rules yan.
Back up to 7 is the lead. Magnolia 58-51. 45 seconds na lang natitira sa ating second quarter. It's now with Bong Quinto scored 6.
Here's a 1-2-2 zone defense by Meralco.
Cancino off target. Hester keeps it alive. A fresh 14 for the Bolts.
And they will not count it. But 2 free throws as a penalty of Magnolia.
Free throws na naman si Antonio Hester. So Hester making his living from the stripe.
But nakita natin yung 1-2-2 zone defense sa Magnolia. When you have that kind of a zone defense on a long rebound, malamang mapupunta sa offensive team. Kanya nakakuha ng offensive rebound si Hester.
And Meralco is 17 for 17 from the stripe
Yeah.
so far. And this guy has made all 7 of his attempts.
Well, Meralco is shooting 83.9% from the line in this conference. That's number 1 in the league.
Will make it 19 for 19 for the Bolts. And that's what's keeping them in this game. They've been going to the line often. And 30-second timeout ang tinawag ni Coach L.A. Tenorio to try to come up with a play, extend this lead, maybe hit 60 points or more bago matapos ang ating first 24 minutes. Watch the Alas Philippines men's volleyball team against Indonesia at the 6C V Cup tonight at 8 p.m. sa One Sports YouTube channel. Libre yan. So watch these guys.
Napapansin natin yung mga adjustments ng Meralco to try to come back in this game. Biggest lead of Magnolia was at 14.
Yeah, 14.
Pero ngayon, 5 na lang. Their big adjustment, number 1, on the defensive end. Inalis nila yung smooth execution ng pick and roll ng Magnolia, which they love to do with Ian Sangalang. And of course, Jerom Lastimosa on the passing end. I think they've also been able to get back in terms of rebounding. So, napapantayan nila yung rebounding strength ng Magnolia. Pangatlo, umaatake sila sa loob at saka binibilisan nila yung laro. So, a lot of those things in combination, a result of this rally by Meralco. And Meralco, wala pa naman sila sa penalty situation.
Foul is called against CJ Cancino, holding on to Mark Baroca. Pangalawa ni Cancino yan.
They have one more foul to give before the penalty. 31.1 seconds to go sa ating first half.
Lastimosa will bring it up from the backcourt.
Sabi nga natin kanina, this is going to be a tactical battle.
Right.
Sure is. It sure is a tactical battle.
7-second difference between our clocks as Lastimosa navigates. There's a switch. Are they going to call Cancino for another foul? Yeah, hanging on to Buffin, I think. Yeah. I don't think Cancino needed to hold on to Buffin the way he did after that switch, but for some reason he did. And that puts Meralco in the penalty. So no more fouls to give with 13 seconds, all for Magnolia to come up with a basket. Baroca
He's a clutch performer.
goes to Andrada, babalik kay Mark. Mark atake, sabay step back, jumper, up and in for the vet.
Masasabi lang natin, this guy is a clutch performer.
Meralco calls his own 30.
Oo.
Baka makahirit din ng Meralco, kaya you have 2.2 seconds remaining. May oras pa. But watch this.
Ang ganda ng play dito. Baroca and getting that separation from his defender. Again, that's an ankle breaker. Nawala yung footing ni Banchero. Baroca is just an expert at doing that. He's faking that he's gonna drive. So yung defender is going to anticipate yung drive to the basket. Bigla siya mag-jump score or shoot. And biglang yung defender nandun pa, biting the dust. It's exactly what Baroca did on that one-on-one action.
Nilabas ni L.A. Tenorio si KJ Buffin just to avoid any possible fouls. Chris Kuhn re-enters the game just to finish these last 2.9. So a little bit of time was added. Not 2.2, it's 2.9. Almost 3 seconds. There's time for something to happen here.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
sa backcourt ang inbound.
That's right. You can only advance the ball if it's the last 2 minutes. So,
Quinto has to heave it. Hester will
has
get it.
He's
gonna get it, yes!
What a
foul
play!
to boot. Ang ganda naman ng itcha ni Bong Quinto.
What
Can you
a
give him
play.
half credit for that?
Oh.
The basket? Because that was a great
And,
pitch.
and for Magnolia, the big problem there was they did not distract the inbounder. You need to have a tall defender to distract the inbounder. If you allow him to throw that kind of a pass all the way from the backcourt, nako, that means he didn't do a good job of stopping that inbound.
Tsaka ang galing din.
Nako, and
And
here's the miss.
the bonus free throw, that's his first miss in the game. But still, you know, they were able to get a basket to close the gap. And
90% shooter from the line.
yeah, what a time for him to miss. But still, you know, nababaan din ng 5.
Nakita mo, there was no one there fronting the man
Yeah.
inbounding. You need to have a tall defender
No, and
to disrupt the inbounder.
Yeah, credit Hefter also for getting open the way he was. He went in front of his defender, so it's just a 5-point lead for Magnolia at the turn.
Nasa kaliwa kaya? Nasa gitna o nasa kanan? Tignan natin. Yan na! Nasaan ang ating bola? Sa kanan po. Sure ka ha? Promise ha? Okay. Nasa kanan kaya yan. Tignan natin. Tama. Si Yana. Nasa kanan. Ay, tama na naman si Yana. Nice! Nasa na ating bigay. Banda. Okay. Thank you so much, Yana. Thank you so much, Yana. Guys, sa Pularis. Thank you so much, Yana.
Our score is 60-55 at the half. Both teams shooting very well so far. Magnolia and Meralco as usual. Ang ganda na naman ng bakbakan nitong dalawang koponan na ito din.
Kanya, we have a very close match. The biggest lead of Magnolia was 14. Pero dito sa ating pagtatapos ng ating first half, the lead has been chopped down to 5. Meralco, magaganda yung mga adjustments nila in terms of inside defense, taking away yung smooth flow ng execution ng pick and roll ng Magnolia. Ito makikita natin ang field goal percentage. Halos pareho yung dalawa. Free throws, dito naman nagkakatalo because Meralco taking 20 free throw attempts against only 10 for Magnolia. That's a big reason kung bakit sila nakabalik. And why they had 35 points in the second quarter. Sa fast break points, 11-4 ang advantage ng Meralco. Sa perimeter points, plus 10 naman ang advantage ng Magnolia. And we were saying that, Magnolia really needs to jack up its outside shooting to open up the floor for good spacing for their inside operators. Now it's happening because last place sila sa perimeter points in this conference. But now, they're shooting very well. They're averaging only 20.5 points from the perimeter in this conference. Now, meron na silang 25.
KJ Buffin is leading everybody with 22 points already in this game. Hester gets to 10 points just before the half ends with that shot of his. So, dalawang imports na nasa double digits. Nobody else on either team reaching double digits, although Jerom Lastimosa does have 9. Let's show you a play we saw earlier on the telestrator. Papakita ni Dadin.
Well, for Magnolia, panoorin natin itong napakagandang execution ng kanilang pick and roll. You see, there's a roll going towards the basket. The ball is still on the outside. And this is actually the second pass. And what a perfect pass. A bounce pass. Tapos yung perfect execution. That time it was Buffin going to Ian Sangalang. And Sangalang is the perfect target for the pick and roll. You see that first it came with a pick for Lastimosa. And you will see Lastimosa is going to go around that pick. Watch it here. And then you look at who is open. Guess what? Someone's open. And that shot coming from Xavier, or Buffin rather. That's a three-point shot coming from Buffin. Napakaganda ng execution on both ends. So first, a pick and roll. And second, with Lastimosa getting the ball screen. And then a pop situation for Buffin. Buffin, siya nakakuha ng bola to stroke it from the outside.
Update na natin ang deans list natin. Mukhang may X yung Magnolia.
Well, for Magnolia, yes. Deeper rotation, nakaka-25 points ang bench nila. That's a check mark. Yung spacing the floor, they're having a difficult time, especially in the second quarter, to get that execution of the pick and roll because nag-adjust yung depensa ng Meralco. And as far as controlling the boards is concerned, okay naman ang kanilang control. They are +3 in the rebounding department, 18-15.
At ito, nag-ready na yung ating mga koponan. Konting warm-up pa bago mag-umpisa ang ating third quarter. Ay, ito, madugo. Madugo yung dean's list para sa Meralco.
Yung Meralco, sa report card nila, failing mark ito. 3 X marks. They have not been able to maximize Hester, only 10 points so far in the first half. They have not been able to make the extra pass. In fact, Magnolia with more assists, 13-9 for Meralco, and they have not been able to bottle up Jerom Lastimosa, who came off the bench. Ang ngayon meron ng 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. And Lastimosa's making a difference because he's the guy who passes to trigger the pick and roll, and also off the ball screen, he will look for the open guy on a pop situation. Lastimosa is a main man for Magnolia.
So as we're about to begin this second half, we remind everybody na meron pang second game mamaya. Ginebra kontra Blackwater sa Group B din ng kanilang laban. 0-1 ang Ginebra, 2-1 naman ang Blackwater so far early in these elimination games ng ating PBA Governors Cup. Ito naman dalawa ko po na natin, LA Tenorio and Magnolia are down 0-2. Wala pa silang panalo. Yung Meralco naman may dalawang panalo na kontra sa isang pagkatalo so far. And all the action happening 5 days a week. Meron tayong basketball para sa ating Governors Cup din.
Kanya tuwan-tuwa ang mga fans ng PBA. Hindi lang sa mga nanonood sa Rush, RPTV, especially yung mga nanonood sa One Sports YouTube. That's around the world.
Correct.
Napapakinggan tayo, napapanood po ng milyong-milyong mga PBA fans all over the world.
Oh, wow.
Buffett.
And announcing the start of the third quarter is KJ Buffin with his 4th three-pointer in this game. 25 points already for him.
And he's 4 out of 5 from 3-point distance. Kanya fully loaded. Si Buffett in this contest, he promised an outstanding performance and he's getting it. That's si Banchero, who's shooting 84% from 4, has now missed 2 4-pointers. At Newsam, paparandan dito. He's got 9 points now.
Yes, as if to tell Banchero, one step closer, partner. Ganyan dapat, mas madali ng konti. And that was a big 3 to answer back the one of Buffin. Buffin with the left hand, too strong off the glass. Hefter doing his work under the boards. Goes over to the right side. Balik kay Hefter. Pop-power. Ay, kick out pala nangyari. Back-to-back threes.
Hindi pumasok, but Hester with a good rebounding position.
Second field goal pala para kay Hefter. He did end the first half with 1.
And the lead is now chopped down to 3.
It's always like this when it's Meralco and Magnolia.
Baka naman nagpe-pacing ito si Hester. Now that it's the second half, mukhang he's showing more energy and claiming those rebounds.
Zave Lucero's been quiet so far in this
1
game.
out of 6 from the floor, and he will continue to miss.
Gets it back, will try again.
And he missed again.
Isa pa.
Lucero's 1 out of 8. He's frustrated.
He is.
And mukha naman pinagandaan ng Meralco si Lucero, which is the big reason
Pretty
kung
sure.
bakit hindi siya nakakakuha ng situations where he can score easy baskets, unlike before.
Obviously one of the guys on that scouting report. Gotta check Zabe Lucero, who can do everything when he's on. Baseline inbound, Mark Baroka ang gagawa niyan. All the way out to Zave. Now with KJ, who's been playing very well inside the Hopia. Hand off to Baroka.
Got it again.
There you go. That shot, he's been doing it for more than a decade in this league. Doing his thing.
6 points. Yung medium range jumper na one-handle ni Mark Baroka, still as deadly as ever.
Hester from the outside. Papasok yan! Tres para kay Antonio. Yeah, he'll hit it from time to time. Di ba? Yung porsyento niya hindi ganun kataas. But you leave him that open too many times, he'll make you pay.
Entering this game, Hester was only 1 out of 6 from 3. But the lead is now just 2 points by Magnolia. Here comes
Baroka
Baroka once
fading.
more. Got it again!
Back-to-back hoops for the grizzled and wild veteran of Coach LA Tenorio.
This guy's 40 years old, but he's getting things done. And he just got the ball stripped from Meralco.
Hester complaining he felt he was held. Ito, puntahan na natin si Abel David. What did you hear
naunahan daw ng first quarter itong Meralco because they had a problem with the switching defense ng Magnolia. Pero nakapag-settle down na sila nung second quarter. They were able to up the tempo and the intensity. Naibabangan nila yung kalamangan. Now they just really have to make better reads dito sa second half. On the side of Magnolia naman, they have to be very careful here in the third quarter kasi the last two games nila, dito sila may tendency magkanya-kanya kahit maganda pa yung first half nila na para ba daw lahat may gustong patunayan. They have to keep the ball moving and also be ready to shoot open shots. Balik sa inyo.
All right, thanks for that, Apple. As Zave Lucero was under the gun. Naputokan ng 24 ang Magnolia. So another chance for Meralco to draw even closer.
A big reason kung bakit Lucero is struggling here is ang depensa ni Cliff Hodge sa kanya.
Yeah. Well, Hodge really gives everybody a hard time. Banchero kicked it out. Probably could have taken it. Hefter. Fake pass, sabay tira. No go. Jerom De La Rosa picked up his dribble, left it for Zave Lucero with the basket, and the reach in from Chris Newsom will give Lucero an opportunity for a three-point play.
And that should boost his confidence. Kita natin ang magandang pasa galing kay Jerom De La Rosa.
Yung sundot na yun, tumama sa may dibdib ba o sa balikat. And Zave gets his second field goal. With a free throw coming up. So, 3 ang naipasok niya kanina. Ngayon, 3-point play naman. 6 points for the former Maroon.
Only a 60% free throw shooter, but making 1 out of 1 on that trip. 7 points na naman ang lamang ng Magnolia. That was down to 2.
Banchero just lost it with that one-hander. Tried to go up with the layup, isang kamay at pagbangga sa kanilang defender, lost control. That's a turnover on Meralco. So they were as close as 2. Now it's back up to 7 and might grow a little more kung maka-score pa ang Magnolia rito. Approaching the 8-minute mark ng third quarter. Save! Found the opening one more time. So obviously he's trying to be more aggressive dito sa third quarter. Kulang kasi production niya sa first half. Pinagsabihan niyan sigurado at the break din. And mas agresibo ngayon si Xavier Lucero.
At saka ginagamit niya ang kanyang mobility. Umaatake siya galing labas. He's not posting up. Kasi kung poposte siya, ang kalaban niya, malamang si Hester. Mahirap ng tamaan yung defensive ball ni Hester.
Bad shooting in that game against Blackwater as well. Just 33% from the field. He did get 2 steals, 2 blocks. So dumedepensa rin si Zave Lucero. But we know he can put up numbers much better than 8 points and 5 rebounds. We've seen him do it.
Right now, Lucero piling up the points here at the start of the second half. He's got 8 points in a hurry. 5 out of his 8 coming here in the third quarter.
Lead is up to 9. So, naiiwanan na ng konti rito ang Meralco. Hester. Against Hopia. And the double comes. And they're gonna call a pull, a tug mula kay Hopia, who is upset because he felt he was holding his ground against Antonio Hester. And I do see why he's frustrated because he's moving his feet quickly. Ito si Hopia.
I don't know about that foul.
Yeah,
I thought
that was a very questionable call.
But it was a good double on the part of Baroka kasi anticipated niya na iikot si Hester against the defense of a much taller Hopia.
A miss from Jerom De La Rosa. And look at Cliff Hodge just grabbed that board. Pass up ahead to Banchero. Left it for Hefter. And he dropped it in. Nice run. And Meralco pushes whenever they can. Di ba? Di nagmamadali.
That's a 3-on-1 fast break. At nakita natin in the first half, that's what Meralco did in scoring 11 fast break points to only 4 for Magnolia.
Spin from Baroka. Look at Hopia getting a field goal. And this guy has really been playing well. Para kay Coach L.A. Tenorio. He has a fire lit under him.
It's all about positioning. If you're a big guy and you don't have too much lateral movement, if you position yourself close to the basket, you're going to get second chance opportunities, offensive rebounds, and second chance points.
Buffing the rebound off the Banchero miss. Pwedeng maging double digits muli ang lamang ng Magnolia with a score here. Any kind of score.
Ito, 1-on-1.
Drop to
nice
save.
pass. Hindi na
Missed.
pumasok na tira.
But kept it alive.
Have a fresh 14.
Here's Baroka crossing over. Brickman. Jumper is up. It rolls out and Hefter controls, and that's going to be a loose ball foul on Clifford. Pero effort-wise, Clifford Hopia really asserting himself. Got to give him credit for that, as a timeout is called by the Meralco Bolts, trailing by 9 with 6:09 in the third. Magbalik na lang tayo sa nakaraan. Yung binato ni Chris Banchero, yung unang 4-pointer na pumasok sa kasaysayan ng PBA. Of course, the 4-pointer was a big topic when it was first introduced, and you know, lots of criticism, backlash, and all of that. But it has provided some sort of excitement, especially in the end game. Pag humahabol ang isang koponan, yung mga 4 na yan, nagpapadikit agad din ang score. And Banchero was the first, and that was not his last. He just hit 3 in the last ball game. Today, wala pa.
Well, it's a shot of last resort. At ito naman ang stats ni Chris Banchero. You know, I was looking at the stats here, and Magnolia takes only 1.9% of their shots from 4.
Yeah.
That's really, really a low percentage. You don't go to the 4-point shot unless you really need to.
Kung bukas
Unless
na bukas.
also you're wide open.
That's right.
And for Meralco, they take 3.8% of their shots from 4. So, you know, it's really not a big deal.
Hindi siya go-to
4
talaga.
points, yeah.
Tama yun. Ang tingin mo, Apple?
I agree. Pero alam niyo ba, speaking of Chris Banchero, he made 6 out of 7 3-point shots the last 2 games. At di na ako magugulat dito dahil even during shoot-around, he really allocates time para sa drills, just shooting 4-point shots. And when I asked him, he said he's just not thinking too much about it, and nagiging komportable na raw siya with the range. It starts to feel normal na. Balik sa inyo.
Mukhang gano'n na nga eh. Kasi parang nonchalant siya tumira mula riyan. It's nothing special for him. If he's got a foot on the line, it's a 3, no problem. But if you're open from 4, why not get that extra point? As Bonquinto grabs the 3-pointer and cuts the lead down to just 6.
But you know, the problem is, now that opponents are aware of his 4-point shooting, ngayon, 0 out of 2 from 4-point distance, si Banchero.
No, 4. This guy's shooting really well sa larong ito, Dean. That's a 19-foot jumper under pressure from Mark Baroka.
And already in double figures.
Inside the paint, kick out, extra pass. Another extra pass, a 3 from Banchero. He's not hitting the long toms in this ball game as Buffin comes down with it. KJ's been quiet. Pass inside to Sangalang. Wala pang mintis yan! 5 for 5 na naman. 2 games in a row. Plus may bonus free throw pa parating para sa isa sa mga kasama sa tinatawag na Pinatubo Trio back in the day. Diba?
And look at this. Move by Buffin. Tapos napakagandang
Good hands.
pocket pass na binibigay nila kay Sangalang. And that's part of the play. I'm sure Coach L.A. Tenorio has designed that play for Sangalang to be able to get himself open. Kung hindi pick and roll, he's gonna get himself open because Buffin attracts the defense and it allows Sangalang to cut inside and get the pass.
Well, you love a big man with great hands, di ba? Na pag pinasa mo sa loob, nakukuha niya. Kasi maraming mahilig kumat na big man. Pag pinasa mo, hindi naman nila masalo-salo yung bola. But Sangalang is great at doing that. Although he missed that free throw, he's perfect from the field. But 0-1 mula sa stripe. 10 points na para kay Ian Sangalang.
And
Sampuran ang lamang ng kanyang kupunan as Cancino gets the contact. Was looking for a foul but he'll settle for the basket. 5 para sa kanya.
here comes Lastimosa. In the long court is Ian Sangalang.
Passes into Buffin. Buffin outside to Lee. May isang 4 na yan to his credit. Cancino's guarding him. Look at him try to dance away from CJ. And CJ's gonna get called for another foul. Pang-apat na niya yan. And I don't understand really why that happens, but they like to attack Cancino. I guess they feel that his defense is spotty, is iffy. And that's what Magnolia's been doing ever since last conference. Doon sa playoffs, yun ang ginagawa. Kung sinong bantay ni Cancino, umaatake talaga.
And I think it's a big challenge para kay Cancino.
Yeah, to be better.
Gotta prove himself to be a tougher defender. Oh, nakawala doon.
Hey, Bates recovered right at the right time.
Yeah. Good defense there on the interior by Meralco.
That's why it's imperative that Cancino's good on offense. Diba, kailangan yung offense niya can offset whatever deficiencies he has.
Oh, hindi pumasok.
Wala, nakabantay kasi gusto ni Quinto yung may bantay siya. Buffin sidestep. He misses as well, but gets it back. Ang sikip, lalabas. Paul Lee, the fake. Oh, that's gonna be a foul on Bong Quinto. And possibly, i-review nila yan, sigurado.
Well, Magnolia up in arms.
Sportsmanlike. Could be an
Yeah,
unspo.
they're looking at unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, and they don't have to do that because that's probably going to be reviewed anyway. So, ano yun, redundant yung ganyan. So, kasi kitang-kita naman, hinawakan o kinapitan pa eh.
Yeah, that's an unsportsmanlike. That's without a doubt.
He wanted to grab him. It's like he wanted to take Paulie to the dance floor.
Oh.
Halika, let's dance, di ba? Parang ganun eh.
Hinatak niya. And by the way, si Hester is sitting down. So, very clearly, Coach Nedat is wary about Hester running out of steam down the stretch. Kaya inuupo niya muna si Hester dito while Buffett is still on the floor. Ito na ang pasya ng ating mga referees.
Yeah, but please don't grab any lady that way when you want them to go to dance with
Wag
you.
naman. Oo.
Wag. Ano yun? Assault na yun. Nowadays.
Okay.
Okay, unspo nga. Unspo. Okay. So, Jason Webb gets his wish. Kasi yun yung posing niya kanina. Hawak-hawak rin niya yung wrist niya ng gano'n eh. So,
Pati si team consultant Eric Arreola, LA Tenorio, all of those guys on the Magnolia bench gesturing that should be unsportsmanlike. And for the benefit of those watching, getting acquainted with the PBA's hybrid rules, yung house rules ng PBA, at saka yung FIBA rules, that call actually can be challenged. Of course, there's no basis to challenge that because halatang-halata naman at unsportsmanlike yun. But in theory, that could have been challenged because that's an unsportsmanlike. You want to be able to try to downgrade it by challenging. But a regular foul that's not unsportsmanlike, or if you feel that a foul should be an unsportsmanlike, that's what you can challenge.
balik sa action. Pagkatapos ng mga tira na yun, 80-70 is our score. Magnolia is up 10. Looking to add on to that. 3:11 remaining sa ating third quarter.
A new player for Magnolias. We were talking about deepening the bench ni Coach LA Tenorio. Si Rafi Verano is on the floor.
Yeah, LA likes to insert Rafi all of a sudden late in the game and comes in and doesn't make any mistakes and probably will contribute a basket or two. That's what Rafi does. Under 3 to go. So no conversion on that extra possession ng Magnolia. Cliff Hodge against Rafi Verano. Feels he can take on Verano but can't make the basket.
That's tough one-on-one defense by Magnolia. And they restricted the ability of Meralco to pass the ball.
3 from Paul. Rolls off the rim. Quinto now handling. He gets all the way, left it. Oh, Bates was not ready at all.
Yeah. Quinto could have taken
Not
the shot.
expecting it. And now they're having a bit of a discussion because Quinto's saying like, you better be ready. And Bates is saying, you take it. You're the offensive player. I'm the guy who wants to rebound. Anyway, it's going to this timeout. For Magnolia, one of their stars is shining sa larong ito. Not so much super mataas ang production, pero hindi nagmimintis eh. Dalawang game na din.
Now this guy's going full blast in terms of his shot selection. And
Well, they're giving it to him in the right places, di ba? Tama yung mga lugar eh.
tsaka hinahanap siya ng mga kakampi niya. And Sagalang does not create his own situations. Rather, his teammates create situations para siya makakuha ng magandang pasa and a high percentage attempt. And by the way, si Ian Sagalang was 3 out of 3 from 3 in the last conference. So, tumitira din niya ng 3 kung meron siyang pagkakataon. 10-point lead here enjoyed by Magnolia.
Lastimosa handling. He's been quiet in this game. Buff and lofted. Quick to pounce naman ang Meralco Bolts. As Quinto will drop it. Brickman. Oh, that's Aaron Black rather. Gets the basket on the fast break. And as we mentioned, Meralco will run every chance it gets. Kasi magaling talaga sila pumas break.
And that's their advantage. Yung kanilang mobility. Magnolia is not a good fast-breaking team.
Step back.
Oh, Lastimosa.
Nabanggit ko lang ni si Jerom, medyo tahimik sa game na ito. Nagparamdam na double digits na si Lastimosa. I mean, there's not been a Lastimosa who doesn't like to score in this league. There's been Jolas, there's been Carlo. Now it's Jerom. And they all like putting points on the board.
And they're very capable scorers.
It's actually the father of Carlo, si Danny, who didn't make the PBA. But he was more of a defensive type player back in the day. Lefty.
Players from Mama's Love.
Correct. Diba?
A Cebu
Doon sumikat eh.
club.
Si Coach Yayo yata yung coach nila doon.
Alcocepa.
That's right.
The late Yayo Alcocepa,
Yep.
a friend of ours.
Slapped away yung tira na yon. So meron pang 1.4 to shoot. So catch and shoot ang mangyayari para sa Bolts. Whoever gets it have to take it. Cancino says, okay lang. Wala akong problema. 1.4 lang yan.
And that was a 3. A big basket coming from Cancino.
He's really good at that. Diba?
That was clutch.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
And for Meralco, they want to be able to ride on that kind of a shot. Maybe create some momentum moving into the fourth quarter. Eto na, sa Buffen.
Nawala sa kanyang bola. Ball's on the floor. And Bates picks it up. Love the way yumuko siya para dyan. Quinto. Bounce to Cancino.
And he
At now
was
foul
fouled.
rin siya sa dulo.
Again, yung fast break attack ng Meralco, tumatakbo sila. They've got 15 fast break points against only 4 for Magnolia. Isa sa mga weapons ng Meralco, yung kanilang running attack against a slow-moving team like Magnolia. Ito yung 3-point shot galing kay Cancino. A clutch 3-pointer.
The fans are really getting into it. You hear they're making noise or reacting to
Yeah.
the shots in this game.
And because it's an exciting one, and this lead could be cut down to 5 now.
And we showed you a glimpse of the girlfriend of CJ Cancino, si Aliana, watching the action and syempre cheering para kay CJ.
CJ coming from UST and then going to UP, winning a championship with the Fighting Maroons. And in high school, he went to Araneta, which is a La Salle school in Malabon.
Lastimosa protecting a 5-point lead ang Magnolia with about 30 seconds to go.
Lastimosa is dancing with Bates.
Oo nga. And they're gonna call a push on Bates.
And that's
And napahawak sa ulo si Coach Nenat. Sabi niya saan?
penalty eh. Penalty na yun eh. You don't want to give up a penalty and free throws with 27.2 seconds to go. Lastimosa, 11 points.
Jerom, a very capable free throw shooter. So he puts the first one in, other one coming up. Back to 6 ang lamang, pwede maging 7.
He has scored double figures in every game so far. 14 in his first game sa conference and then 11 the next game against Blackwater. Kayo, meron na siyang 12 points. And counting. 6-point lead here by the Hotshots.
Palakpak si Carla Castillo. Yan ang partner ni Jerom. They're all here, no? Grabe rin ang suporta ng pamilya, mga girlfriend, partners. Of course, when it's not a school night, the kids are here, and Fridays and Sundays.
Now may foul to give ang
Marami
Magnolia.
And that is the foul. And Verano gave it up properly. Napapalakpak si Coach L.A. Tenorio. Nice. Sabi niya kay Rafi Verano.
And if you're Chris Newsom, alam mo na yung foul is coming, you take an attempt. You might be able to get to the foul line on a shooting foul.
Rome De La Rosa will check and bring out Paul Lee with just 10.8 remaining in the period.
So that's a defensive player on the floor for Magnolia, si Jerom De La Rosa.
So, Magnolia threatened a couple of times to break this game wide open, but Meralco fights back. So it's going to be a nice fourth quarter, I think. Lastimosa, 3, 2, rather, Newsom. Puts it up. Oh, and look at that defense from Ian Sangalang. He just shut him down.
Now there has to be a better play than that, than to go one-on-one. And if you know Magnolia, alam nila, go-to guy si Newsom, papayungan siya.
Kanilang perimeter points. Finding the open guys. +7 in that department ng Magnolia. Buffins also hit a few outside shots. Paul Lee hit a 4 earlier. So did Peter Alfaro. Tapos yung labanan naman ng mga imports natin, well, scoring-wise, 8 na lang ang lamang ni KJ Buffin kasi nabuhay si Antonio Hefter in the second half. The rebounds are about the same. The shooting percentage is about the same. But this guy's been a difference maker. Si Mark Baroka, kasi 12 points na siya sa game na ito, 0 turnovers and super aggressive sa opensa.
Hindi lang si Baroka, but the other backcourt guy, Jerom Lastimosa with 13 points. Kanina, nabanggit mo, Charlie, about the perimeter scores ng Magnolia. This is very unlike Magnolia because they were last place in perimeter points with only 20.5 perimeter points a game before this contest. Pero ngayon, from an average of 20.5, already with 30 perimeter points for Magnolia.
Power move mula kay Antonio Hefter, just erased Rafi Verano from that frame.
Check that, hindi pala 30, 40. Can you imagine? They've doubled on their average from the perimeter in this contest.
He makes that free throw after missing one before the first half ended. So he's, anong percentage niya sa free throw? Parang, kanina parang 9 of 10 na siya. So ngayon 10 of 11, tama ba? Si Antonio Hester. Ian Sangalang gets another basket, 6 of 6 from the field. He's got a perfect shooting percentage from the field. And he'll take a free throw. He missed earlier. So he wants to get one from there. Panoorin natin, play of the game brought to us by Sports Plus. Import ng kalaban dyan, ha? That left hand soft touch, just doing work. He's been doing it for a long time in this league. One of the best. In an age where post players are becoming irrelevant, he's still there doing his thing. Tuwa si Mrs.
Not only a post-up player, but also someone who is great at finding himself open inside because of cuts, because of rolls off the picks. So a complete player who knows how to do or play the 5 and 4 positions.
Tipped away. They keep it alive with 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think it's a backing.
They're going to call backing, yeah. And they're contending that Paul Lee touched it.
Because there was a foot that went Cross the line now. Here's Luigi Trillo asking for a challenge. I don't think that's challengeable. So they're asking for a challenge, but
Wala, hindi na pwede yan eh. Wala na yan eh.
yeah, that's not a challengeable call. There was no change of possession. Kanya-
Tumapak lang talaga over.
Oo. Nakita natin yung apak across the line.
So just need to get back on defense if you're Meralco. Try to get this one back.
Oh, wide open shot.
He missed. Sangalang tapped it to keep it alive. Lastimosa wants it on the other side. Finally, naipasa sa kanya. Jerom on the move. Ang sikip. And Meralco completes the stop as Aaron Black. Passes to Cancino for 3. Wala rin yan. Ay, Hester creating space but taken away.
Was that?
Yes, Sangalang.
It was Sangalang who just took it away out of the hands of Hester.
Ganda na nung rebound ni Hester, but
Look at the pick and roll.
aba, nagmintis na.
Oo. But yung
Nagmintis na. Looked good, but it bounced out. 6 of 7 from the field. Then Cancino will attack on the other end. That's what he wanted. He wanted a basket. Down to
may
5.
pace. Nakita natin yung pace ngayon ng Meralco. Mabilis ang laro. That's how they like it. They actually want to force Magnolia to step on the pace. Step up the pace with the
Kutsan,
pick and rolls.
feeling nila lamang sila dyan. Ito ang Meralco. They want to quicken up everything. Paul Lee is in trouble, I said, yeah. Then there goes Hester. Up ahead to Cancino. Cancino will fake pass and then lay it up. Oh, he missed! How did that happen? Mokon takes it back. Down to Black. And Black will make sure.
Wow, what a comeback here. You know, all about pace. Yung tempo biglang bumilis. Meralco now just down by 3. And they're hustling. They're getting rebounds, second chance opportunities.
Here's that shot. Di na nag-challenge si Lastimosa at dahil sa tirang yan, 3 na lang ang lamang ng Hotshots.
This is exactly what Coach Nenad Vucinic wanted the Bolts to do, to come alive in the fourth quarter, come out with a lot of energy. Wag na raw silang intindihin yung mga tawag ng referees and just play honest defense. On the side of Magnolia naman, may paalala sa mga players to look for those pocket passes, recognizing the defense of Meralco lagi daw may open guy. They really have to be patient on their offense. Wag madaliin yung laro, move the ball around. Pag may open, have the confidence to shoot. Back to the panel.
Next, Apple, that's sound advice naman for any team. You move the ball around, look for somebody who's open, who can take the shot uncontested if possible. If you follow that, that's a pretty good formula to winning.
And you notice that Chris Newsom is now defending Lastimosa. Yan ang respeto ng Meralco on this guy who makes things happen for Magnolia.
Let's see.
Lucero.
Oh, can Buffin make something happen? And Antonio Hester, well, Maliksi is claiming on behalf of Hester that it was all ball. But hindi na nga pwedeng i-challenge yan ngayon sa ating rules. Nasanay kasi sila past few seasons. Lahat challenge. Pero yung ganito, pagpak, may tawag. Kaya sabihin mo, all ball yan, wala. May foul na tinawag. You can either upgrade it to an unsportsmanlike, or if it's unsportsmanlike, you can have it downgraded to a regular. But that's it. The foul will stand.
Oh, but Buffin missing that free throw.
So Hester still pleading his case.
Yeah, but he should be happy that Buffin missed his first free throw. As we mentioned earlier, he's a 55.6% free throw shooter. Buffett will take his second attempt.
That one is good.
You know, he just came from playing in Indonesia, and he shot 65.8% from the line, so he should be better than a 55% free throw shooter.
It's just a one-possession game. Banchero, if he was in the game, could tie it all up with his usual fours. Black will put it up. Ayan na
There it
naman.
is.
Yung right-handed shot na yan, nakakatatlo na siya in this game.
That floater working for Aaron Black. Lastimosa, Baroka playing together. They've been a force. That tandem in the backcourt. Oh, what a
Lucero to
shot.
the hoop. Strong, quick move from the big guy.
Ang haba niya eh. That length, giving him an opportunity to score off Hester. Hester.
No, tipped
nawala.
away. Lastimosa from behind.
That's a great move by Lastimosa. Anticipating that Hester was going to put the ball on the floor.
Baroka brings it back out. Buffin wants it. He's against Maliksi.
There's a double.
Rome De La Rosa
Open.
from 17. Jumper is good.
The defense veered away after that double team. Hinanap ng Magnolia kung sino ang libre. There was the open shot.
Aaron Black, another flip with a one hand.
Again.
Aba, kakaganyan niya. Ilang puntos na? 14 na yata si Aaron.
And he's doing it with that one-handed
that's 10.
push
That's
shot.
10
That's 10 points for him. Those floaters are floating para sa kanya.
Oh, contact on the other side. Bagsakan defender. That's JB Mocon. He's been...
Yeah, you need a Cliff Hodge on the floor. And I think that's exactly what we were saying. Hodge now is checking in from Alexi. You need a Hodge to play defense against Buffin.
Ito yung foul. You know, ever since that bubble, yung unang bubble natin sa Clark, talagang Aaron Black has made himself into a player. You know,
He's really, you know, when he was playing for Ateneo in the UAAP, you could already see what he was capable of doing. And then he played in the PBA D-League. And I understand he averaged, almost a triple-double.
Save
Here we
from
go.
three. That's good for Zane Lucero. And what a timely basket.
And what a redemption for him. 13 points now for Xavier. He had only 8 points last time out.
Oh, look at that defense from Lucero also, but they couldn't stop him on the second time. What an effort from Zane Lucero after hitting a basket.
Bumalik
Come back
siya.
and block
Yeah.
it.
But offensive rebound there for Hester.
Lakas ni Hester sa ilalim kasi.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. Nakapagpahinga siya sa third quarter, so now he's gonna go full throttle.
That's a 5-point lead. That's the way it was at the half, remember, to 60-55 when we began the second half.
Dumadami ng team fouls ng Meralco. They're now in a precarious situation. Got 14 fouls with 6:58 to go, and Magnolia only has one team foul.
Nawala kasi si Lucero after that first attempt, so
Ito no, what a substitution. Small man leaving si Lastimosa, big man coming back in si Sangalang. So much bigger lineup here for Magnolia.
that's right.
And leaving Baroka to call the shot for the backcourt. Up.
Sangalang will get called for an offensive foul as Newsom hit the deck. Bit of a shove from Ian. At nabenta ni Newsom yung tulak na yun. Really hard to argue because the result was there.
Kababalik lang ni Sangalang.
Watch this. Yun, no? At siyempre, binenta na rin ni Chris Newsom yun. Cheers to him.
He wanted to get the position at the low post, and he wanted to clear that defender away from him. Marami pang oras dito.
Napakarami. Newsom, hinaharas
Yun
ni
ang problema.
Baroka.
Again, he's keeping the ball
So there you
too
go.
long.
Yeah, too long.
That's what happens.
Against Baroka, you just want to give that ball up. Because
Palaging-
Baroka's not gonna relent on trying to...
And we've
Pester
been
you.
saying it ever since. Don't hold the ball too long because that will just attract the defense to go all over you.
To
Ito
Sangalang.
na.
Another basket for him. 7 of 8 from the field is
Fifth.
Ian Sangalang.
15 points for the big guy.
Tipped away by Baroka. Baroka will go in. Easy for the layup. And that lead is up to 9. Meralco is underestimating the capabilities defensively of Mark Andy Baroka, and they're paying for it. And Sangalang continues to hit from the field. And Baroka continues his great defense. He's been doing it for a long time. Maglalaro ang ating Alas Pilipinas men's volleyball team versus Indonesia sa torneong yan. It's going to be happening at 8 o'clock this evening live and for free on the One Sports YouTube channel. So catch that.
Baroka and Sangalang doing a great job for Magnolia. Si Baroka is 7 out of 11 from the floor. Sangalang is 7 out of 8 from the floor. That's a high clip for Sangalang, shooting 87.5% from the field. And we did say that this guy is better than an 80% shooter from the field. And he's just playing at par.
Here comes Hester.
One-on-one.
Trying to back down Sangalang. Oh,
And he will score.
talk about power. He exhibited that there.
Tatlo yung nilabanan ni Hester. I mean, he still got the shot. But, you know, that takes away from the ball movement ng Meralco. How often can they do that here? Nag-aabot sila ng 7 points.
Here's Rome. Now Baroka. Bounce to Ian Sangalang. And he's going to miss that shot. That won't be counted because he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. But what a find. Baroka and Sangalang have been together so long na talagang nakakaamuyan yung dalawa.
Well, very clearly. But, you know, for Baroka, that's just his second assist of the ball game.
Din sila na lang ang natitira dun sa Grand Slam team nila eh.
Yeah.
San Mig Coffee, way back when? When 2013 was it? Yan na lang ang dalawa dyan.
The two veterans, we mentioned that Baroka is now 40 years old. And for Ian Sangalang, he's 34 years old. But those guys continue to play beautiful music for Magnolia. Ito, napakagandang pasa. And then the fake move by Sangalang to get the foul.
They reviewed it kasi yung una-una tumama sa taas ng ulo tapos yung grab ng arm na yun. But they're just saying it's irregular. So, free throws para kay Sangalang. Tama-tama, puntahan natin si Apple.
Habang tumatagal na hindi nila nakukuha yung panalo, lalo daw lumalalim yung pressure. But the veteran in Ian Sangalang says, it's just a matter of getting yung tamang timpla. The players need to be confident and aggressive while they're still adapting sa lahat ng bago sistema, pati mga teammates nila. Pero they also have to take note na sila mga veterano, iba na yung role dito. More on support and guidance dun sa mga bata. Pero sabi nga ni Ian, sa game na to talagang they're taking it upon themselves to step up at ipakita paano nga ba ang laruan dito sa PBA. Balik sa inyo.
Well, tama-tama yung sinabi mo. Tamang timpla. Timplados Hotshots nga sila eh. Dapat sakto yan. As Aaron puts it up, misses the 3. And every miss of Meralco from now is a big one because that's an 8-point Magnolia lead. And they've been shooting so well. Sangalang trapped outside Jerom. Kanino kaya pupunta ito? So solo na ba ni Baroka? Goes to De La Rosa. Spin move. Lost it on the way up. Foul is called. Tinamaan daw sa may braso.
And penalty situation now against Meralco. Well, whether he was going up for the shot or not, he will be taking 2 free throws.
Hits the mark for Rome De La Rosa. Nakita ko kanina, kausap ni Rome De La Rosa si Kyle Pascual, who plays on the other side. They were teammates at San Beda. Puts them both in. Hodge goes to Quinto. Banchero to the corner. Brickman can't take it, so Bong will return it to Jason. Jason flips it up and it pops out. Sputtering on offense itong Meralco at this juncture with about 4 minutes remaining sa laro. Save. Extra pass to Rome. Basket is good. That's a connection between the two. Lucero and Rome De La Rosa. That's a Baker dozen lead. That's growing now, and Meralco needs to do something quickly. Save had the shot, but he said, you have a better one, Rome. Bahala ka na. Well, kanina, pinapansin natin na wala masyadong nagagawa si Zave Lucero, pero nabuhayan siya dito sa second half din. Nagpakita na.
Total team effort by Magnolia. Hindi lang si Zave Lucero, hindi lang si Baroka, hindi lang si Lastimosa. Ang daming contributions. Hindi ba natin nababanggit si Buffin? He also had a monster game. But so many guys contributing here. Pati si Paul Lee with 6 points in this contest. De La Rosa with 9 points.
In fact, you know, Buffin, he's on the bench right now, and he hasn't had to do so much in this second half, di ba? Si KJ Buffin, hindi masyadong kinailangan ng Magnolia because so many of the locals have stepped up.
Yeah, 5 players in double figures for Magnolia.
Need to hurry. Cancino, too strong on the 3, and Lucero will rise up high para sa rebound na yan.
And Magnolia forcing Meralco to take those desperate shots coming from the outside. Low percentage, desperate shots. And they're
Save.
not falling for the Bolts.
Drops it over. Corner jumper, Baroka. Andyan si Buffin, keeps it alive outside to Sangalang. Fresh possession for the Hotshots. Now down to 6 on the shot clock. Ian will make his move. He'll miss again. A rare miss for him. 7 of 9 from the field.
Tumatakbo ang Meralco. That's what they need to do if they want to get back from this 13-point hole.
Oh, taken away. Basang-basa ni Rome De La Rosa yan.
Good defense being displayed by Meralco down the stretch.
Magnolia looking great in this game right now, in a good position to get win number 1. And Coach Luigi Trillo did mention before the game na nakausap ko siya kanina na gutom yung kalaban. Yung kailangan mag-ingat kami kasi 2 losses na yan. Halos ano na yan, against, they're back against the wall and will scrap it to try to get the win today. And exactly that's what Magnolia is doing.
Meralco held to only 15 points in this quarter. Yung depensa ng Magnolia, strong. But
Hester with a
getting
J.
the shot. That's 26 points for Hester from medium range.
That's just 11 points down. You know, Meralco did beat Magnolia down 13 with about 2 minutes to go a couple of seasons ago, a few seasons ago. These last 2 minutes of ours are brought to us by Sports Plus. Buffin goes to Baroka. There's a switch. Hester's on him. He'll take it anyway, but that's short. Brickman now up ahead to Hester. Hester will one bounce and go up and then miss. But Baroka
Will be a
will get
foul.
called for a foul, and I'm not sure if there was any contact. I'd like to see that on replay.
Si Lucero,
Baroka tells him,
tawagan.
Lucero pala. Lucero? So now it's Lucero who's freaking out. First it was Baroka because he thought it was called on him. Now Lucero saying, hindi rin ako.
But that's an 11-point lead.
Sino kaya ang may
Magnolia.
sala? Sa totoo. Sa totoo lang.
Sino nagsasabi ng totoo?
Well,
All perception yan. But Hester is coming on strong here in the second half.
yeah.
And nabanggit natin kanina that he only scored 1 point in that game against Blackwater. Pero ngayon, okay naman ang pinapakita niya sa second half.
Biglang 27 points na nga siya. Eh. Di ba? He
Looks
ended
like-
up with 10, so he's got 17 here in the second half.
Paced himself well.
Might even get a 30 before this is all done.
10-point lead here enjoyed by Magnolia. Malaking bagay din yung depensa ng Magnolia dito sa second, or rather sa fourth quarter as Hester hits the shots. Magnolia, or rather Meralco, still not scoring even 20 points in this quarter. 19 points to be exact.
Buffett is denied. Kailangan magmadali talaga ng Meralco. They need a shot right here. But they're hanging on to the ball too long.
That's a
Rickman
three.
decides to be the one, and that rolls out. And I'd say that's it, Dane.
I think
Let's
so,
declare the victory para sa Magnolia Hotshots with a minute to go. Unless they screw up big time from now till the end, they're
I
going to
thought-
get this win.
I thought Meralco, for a while, they had the running attack going. Kanya naibaba nila yung Kalamangan to just 2 points. Oh, Lucero still getting the shot to fall inside.
Nasubalbal si ni Bates eh, pero kinuha niya ulit. Bates was taken out of the picture. So wala nang challenge sa pangalawa. And then a foul came.
And that should be the nail in the coffin.
There, blocked it first, clean. Pero sa second, too late, kaya foul na yun. You have to come back into the scene
At
immediately.
pumasok pa yung tira ni Lucero. Here we go to complete the 3-point play.
Hindi na naman niya napasok yung free throw. He's missed a couple in this
Yeah.
game, but he's got 15 points already. He didn't think he would reach that at the start. And then he's blocked
What a
again.
block. What a block. Basang-basa ng Meralco yung galaw ni Hester. He likes to go only to his strong right side.
Meralco calls
What
a
a
timeout, Dean, with 38 seconds to go. There's the block of Zave Lucero rising high. Putting that one out of bounds. 38 seconds to go. Dito sa loob ng Smart Arneta Coliseum, pag may mga timeout tayo, konting break, may mga pakulo ng konti, may mga giveaways, may mga kiss cam. Ngayon, yung beauty cam. Tutuwa ako dahil yung mga beauty na pinakikita, parang hindi pa nila alam na nasa camera sila. Kunyari.
Oh.
Nagpapashy pa kunyari sila. But, right now, what a beauty of a game from Magnolia. Talk about distributed scoring and teamwork and all of that. Let's see what happens later on when Barangay Nebra faces Blackwater in our second game ng ating doubleheader. But, the positives that you pointed out that Magnolia had to do, they mostly did the job.
Without a doubt, especially sa turnover points, 18-8 ang advantage nila. Even if Meralco had the better of the fast break points, still Magnolia with a much better game plan overall, their defense.
No force for Banchero in this game.
Tsaka yung mga force shot nila, no?
Yeah.
Yung Meralco, and just being forced to take shots that out of the ordinary, hindi niya na ipapasok.
Nagsa-stand out sa akin yung binanggit mo nga kanina, yung deeper bench nga ng Magnolia. And it may not be true on you know, on paper, on a daily basis, that they have a deeper bench in Meralco, which also has a deep bench. But they showed it today. Kasi nga, sabi mo, 5 guys in double digits. Everybody's just doing their thing as Bates will lay up on the other side. And pangpaano na lang ng score yan, final score. Titira pa ba?
Lucero, by the way, with 17 points.
Titira pa yata.
Yeah, they want to go for the
Yeah.
shot. Here's an outside shot.
There you go.
Lucero.
Suddenly, nag-20 points pa si Save Lucero.
He only had 3 points in the first half.
Umabot pa ng ente. My gosh.
But they were looking to expand the lead because of the quotient system. And they will be facing each other twice in the eliminations. At hinabol ni Lucero on instructions of Coach L.A. Tenorio. And look at that fist of L.A. Tenorio after Lucero made that shot. So a big victory here. It's a 14-point advantage ng mga hotshots. At alam mo, ang dami natin pwedeng piliin as best player.
Correct.
But we had to choose only one. And Ian Sangalang, because of his movement inside, his ability to find himself open, at saka he was a target of pinpoint passes like that one. Ay, tama, no? Lucero getting the job done, and
Lucero.
there's that pass coming from Buffin.
Si Lucero came on late to score 20 points, but Ian Sangalang was steady all throughout and didn't miss his first 6 shots. So 112-98 ang ating final score dito sa laban ng Magnolia at Meralco. Magnolia meron ng panalo. So susunod na ang Ginebra at Blackwater para sa aking kasama na si Dean Quinito Henson, si Apple David at courtside, the rest of our team for Game 1. Charlie Cuna po nagpapaalam na tuloy-tuloy ang aksyon dito sa RPTV.
Magnolia takes their first win of the conference, and our player of the game is Ian Sangalang. Ian, 7 of 9 tonight. You've been very efficient, not only tonight, pero sa first 3 games nyo. Pero ngayon, ang pinakamahalaga dahil nakuha nyo ang una nyong panalo. Ano yung naging susi para makuha nyo yun?
Sobrang thankful ako kay God. No? And syempre, thankful ako kay Coach Leo sa tiwala na binigay sa akin ngayon. And syempre, yung game plan namin, sinunod lang namin kung ano yung dapat namin gawin tonight para makuha namin yung panalo na to. And ayun, basta naniwala lang kami na di naman kung paano magsimula eh. Ang importante dito kung paano namin tapusin yung ano na to, yung series na to.
Yes, and that said, ang Meralco naman ay maraming run na ginawa pero palagi kayong may sagot. Paano nyo na-close out yung game na to knowing na isang malakas na Meralco team ito?
We just stay composure, no? And nagtiwala lang kami sa sistema namin, sa game plan namin. We just play hard every time. And hindi kami nag-give up kahit anong run ng Meralco. Binigay lang talaga namin yung best namin para makuha namin to kasi very importante sa amin to eh. Pag natalo kami, medyo mahirap na.
Yes, Ian. Now, first win for you. Meron ka bang i-dedicate para sa game na ito?
Una, nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat ng fans ng PBA and sa lahat ng fans ng Magnolia Hotshots. Maraming salamat sa suporta nyo. Sa family ko, sa Pampanga, and sa wife ko na nanonood dyan, kay Pau, and sa anak ko. At sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa akin, maraming salamat.
Congratulations, Magnolia. Now, let's turn it over to the press room with our winning coach.
Congratulations to Coach L.A. Tenorio of Magnolia. Coach, first win of the conference. Before the game, you mentioned how you can shoot and defend. It's just a matter of putting it together, and you did exactly that. Coach, mukhang hinintay ka lang ng players mong sumabay sa ensayo.
Sana hindi na ulit mangyari na kailangan sumabay ako sa practice kasi sakit sa katawan eh. 2 days ako nakahiga sa kama, but again, I just have to give credit to my players, no. Katulad nga ng sinabi ni Ian, sinasabi ko lang sa kanila, they just have to believe, no. They just have to believe na we can battle with this strong teams, top teams, seasoned teams, no. Yun lang ang gusto naming makita, no. But again, a lot of things to still work on, no? Especially on the defensive end. Marami pa kaming lapses. Again, but for us, we really need this win. No? Napaka-importante nung panalo na to para sa amin. I hope ito yung inaantay namin na momentum kasi Big 3 yung kalaban namin eh. We play Rain or Shine and then back-to-back we play Ginebra. Diba? So medyo napaka-importante nung laro nito sa amin. And again, credit to my players. They responded really well. They practiced really hard the whole week. No? We watched the videos together. No? Kahit medyo boring. No? Naniwala sila and ginawa nila kung ano yung kailangan namin gawin for this game.
Meralco and Magnolia, familiar foes, having played in the playoffs last conference. First quarter pa lang, CJ Cancino, the recipient of a nice kick-out pass. Wide open para Fatres. Napasok ni CJ yan. Pero on the other side, Magnolia taking that early lead, and ito si KJ Buffin was just starting to heat up.
Ito makikita natin yung napakagandang pasa running kay Lastimosa. And a pop situation. Buffin getting the wide open shot at pinasok niya.
Now Ian Sangalang, the guy who had a perfect game the last time out, didn't miss from the field in this first half. He didn't miss either.
Well, overall, he shot 77.8% from the field. But yan ang score natin sa ating first quarter. Si Bong Quinto nagparamdam dito opening the second quarter. And ito yung running attack ng Meralco. They scored 21 fast break points in this contest. Make that 23 against only 6 for Magnolia.
Si Cliff Hodge naman, always steady para sa Meralco Bolts. Side jumper niya was working today. Hit 2 of those in the second quarter.
Tapos naman si Mark Baroka, who started in this contest, playing good music here with Jerom Lastimosa, getting the pass back and not taking the pick and roll, not passing the ball to the roller, but taking the shot himself.
Si Ian Sangalang nga, nabanggit natin, talagang high percentage shooter. Gets that drop and gets the hook shot to go. Halftime score natin was 60-55. 5 ang lamang ng Magnolia. Come that third quarter, nabanggit natin, Antonio Hefty di masyadong nagparamdam in the first half. Second half, sunod-sunod na kanyang mga tira, dropping it in on that nice drop pass mula sa kanyang kamay.
A very close third quarter. Si Hester nakapasok, tapos si Bong Quinto naman. Let's see what he can do. Eto, a set shot coming from 3. Pasok yun! A big third quarter for Meralco. They scored 22 points in this quarter against Magnolia's 24.
Cancino, the drive at the baseline, got the contact, wanted the foul, got the 2 nevertheless. But may pangsagot lagi ang Magnolia, no, Dean?
Well, si Jerom Lastimosa at saka si Baroka, they were lethal in this contest for the backcourt. Ito, makikita natin ang ginawa ni Lastimosa. Got the separation, a pull-up jumper. He faked the drive, tapos he stopped and hit the outside shot from mid-range.
7-point lead entering the fourth para sa Magnolia. Aaron Black started heating up as well with a couple of baskets in a row. Katulad nitong mga itsa niya ng ganyan, one-handed using the right. But the big guys of Magnolia really stepped up and closed this one out.
And Black had 10 points, but si Ian Sangalang, watch him there on the move. That left-handed shot, so difficult to stop. He's got the length, he's got the height, and he's got the shot. Ito naman si Lucero. Naku na. Oh, what an explosion down the stretch for Lucero. Got blocked, got the ball back. Etapos, he scored. And he will finish with 20 points. And the big victory here for Magnolia, LA Tenorio, with his first win of the conference.